Good afternoon, Razor. Hope you're well. As you can see, your car's made it to our workshop. First thing that we're going to do, the very first thing we're going to do is I'm going to take a sample of oil, engine oil, out of the car and send it to a tribology lab. So that we can use those results in conjunction with the compression test on the engine to determine the health of the engine. Second thing we're going to do is we're going to empty the van. So in that dark space under there, there's a space set aside for this project, and we're going to get all the parts out of the van, put into there, and I'm going to catalogue every single part, and I'm going to send you the catalogue so you know what we've got, and then we can deal with any kind of missing bits and pieces there. Final thing for this video is just to note that this hasn't got the CS style headlights. So if you look here, this cutaway here is right behind the lenses of the two lights. On the later 360s and all the CSs, it has this eyebrow over it. So if we go here, we can see that over here, especially over this lens here, there's it protrudes further, so this is further than this. So if you want a true CS, then we're going to need different headlights. Not many people know about that little bit of trivia, but just for you, I know you like your details, so yeah, that's where we are. So yeah, I'll be back later this afternoon, hopefully, once we've got all these parts out of the van and catalogued, and I'll send you the spreadsheet and let you know what we've got. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Cheers. Good afternoon, Razor. Hope you're well. Just want to give you this brief update before we close for the weekend. First of all, I'd like to let you know that it's a public holiday in the UK again on Monday, so nothing will be happening until Tuesday. So what to run through. So first of all, just to talk about the roof. Obviously, you know the state of the roof here. I'm assuming you're going to get the fabric done and the roof trimmed at the same time the interior is trimmed. So let me know if that's not the case. Our first port of call is going to be to remove the roof. Well, actually, our first port of call is to take some engine oil out. That's why it's on the lift. We've already put it in the post to the tribology lab. So early next week, we'll have a good indication of the some of the health of the engine. Next step is going to take the roof out. And then because that allows us access to the engine and all sorts of stuff. And then we're going to do some tests on the engine, and then it will be get the gearbox out, and then I'm probably going to park it there on axle stands and work on the suspension and stuff. But just moving back to the roof. So I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a big chunk missing here. So it's okay on the other side, on this side, this is all okay, but over there's a massive chunk missing. It's part of this big arm that goes across here and down, and there's a big hinge mechanism inside here. You cannot buy these separately to the roofs. Would you like me to try and find a used one for that side and potentially put it in whilst we've got the roof out? So that's the first question. Right, just want to walk over to the parts situation. So we've not finished cataloguing all the parts yet, just because Tom, who's going to do most of the work on your car, Tom and I had to get up really early this morning to go to Calais, so I've let him go early for the weekend. So all these parts here have been recorded and catalogued in a spreadsheet, which I'll send you when we've finished the task. Just turn that light off. And then in our little kitchen over here, we've got this little lot here to get to catalogue. So Tom's been doing a sterling effort of typing everything into a spreadsheet, but Tuesday morning we'll get this catalogued, get the spreadsheet over to you so that can marry with what you've got. Now I've got a question on the exhaust, which I don't even know where it is in here, but obviously you know that the exhaust system has got the two tailpipes and the silencer inside here. We've got the silencer. We've only got one side of the tailpipes, so we're missing the other side of the tailpipes. So obviously you'll let me know what's going to happen about that. So anyway, that's it for now. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll catch up with you on Tuesday. Thanks very much. Good afternoon, Razor. I hope you're well. I just want to provide you with this update. As you can see, my glamorous assistant is working on your car. The roof is out. The roof is just over there for now. That's the first thing. You take the roof out, it gives us all this access to the engine here. I'm going to come talk about the roof in a second. What's happening right now is we're going to strip off these air intakes here, this frame, and that will allow us to get access down to the spark plug covers. We'll get all the coils out, get the plugs out, and then we're going to do a compression test, and we'll see what this engine's saying. I'm hopeful that we're going to receive the report from the tribology lab from the oil sample that we sent off last week in the next few days or so. So just moving on to this roof, it's a bit of a state. Is probably the kindest way to describe it. So as you know, we've got a piece missing from here. So you've got that bit there. Someone's been at this. There's loads of stuff missing. This is supposed to have a flap on it. This is just flapping away here. You know that the flaps are missing. The little ears that come up and cover there, they're completely missing. These are not secured properly. Over here we've got micro switches missing. It's got all this taped up wiring here. This isn't attached properly. These seals are all. This is all flapping around. And the tray is actually an early type, and it doesn't have access holes for the frame. So if you want to do a clutch on one of these, you have to remove this frame to get the gearbox out, and it's held to the chassis at the front with these 4 bolts here, and the same on the other side. And the roof tray covers these. The later cars had a cutout for it. Now, given that you want to change the colour of the roof, we should seriously think about trying to find a good used complete roof in the colour that you want, because there's so much that needs to be repaired on this that it might just be more cost effective just to buy a complete roof anyway. We can repair this. It wasn't in the original estimate. I estimated to get it out and back in again and all that, but we can repair it, no problem at all. But we're going to be constantly trying to find little bits and pieces. So this piece here, this is not available as a separate part. That's the bit with the snapped off part there. It's supposed to look like this with this cutout. These are not available. This is part of the whole roof. There are people breaking roofs up, and we can sometimes get hold of these, so I can have a scout around for that. But you know, we're going to need a tray. Final thing on the roof is what we're going to be doing about trimming these hoops, because you can only trim these with the roof out of the car. So I'm not sure whether you want to send the whole roof off like this to the trimmer and get it trimmed before we put it back on the car, or if you put it back in, cut the roof into the car, whether this one or another one, and then the whole thing goes to the trimmer. But that's another thing that we need to be mindful of, is that to trim these leather bits here, the whole roof needs to be out. Anyway, that's where we are. We're going to crack on with this. We've only got a couple of hours left of today's working day, so I'm not sure if we're going to get a compression test done today, but as soon as we've got one, I will let you know. Okay, thanks very much. Good afternoon, Razor. I hope you're well. Just want to provide you with this update and to let you know the results of the compression test. So what's happened is we've stripped loads of stuff off, taken the frame out, which is just to give us a bit more access to the coil packs and the spark plugs. We turn the engine over with a starter motor clicker, so that just jumps the solenoid and the main power feed for the starter motor. It means that we can turn the engine over without any of the fuel pumps running or anything like that. So we've done the compression test. I might as well just go straight into the results here. So it's not horrendous. So they've got 1, 2, 8. We've got very nice healthy numbers here. 5 and 6 are good, and then we're slightly down here. So the biggest, you've got a variation between 191 and 217, which is actually a reasonable amount. But to get your idea of how the test was done, obviously it's done cold. We couldn't get this far with the engine warm. So throttles are open, well, they're completely off. The exhaust is removed as well, so there's no back pressure in the exhaust. And we had a jump pack running on the battery throughout the entire test, so the starter motor had sufficient power. Now I just want to run through the plugs that I've taken out here, in particular this one here. So this is number 8 plug, and if I can get the video to focus, this is brand new. So that has not ran at all. There's been no spark on this cylinder. All the core packs were old. This looks pretty new, so I suspect that these have been changed recently for something. But number 8 cylinder has not been running at all, or hasn't been firing. But it will still have had fuel being injected, and that's a problem, because without the spark, the fuel just washes the oil off the inside of the bore, and then you've got the piston going up and down without any lubrication on the bore. The rest of the plugs on this side are pretty over fueling. They're all running rich. On this side we've got 3 running rich and 1 running lean. So 1, 3 and 4 have been running rich, and this one's been running a little bit leaner, but there's nothing really to be concerned about. I am concerned about is what's going on in that number 8 cylinder there. So next steps, gearbox is going to come off. It's got to come off anyway. Gears 1 to 5 have got problems. I think 6 is the only one that's actually all right in that box. So that's got to come off. I'm going to strip the top of the engine off, so we can take all the inlet manifold off, and that's got to come off anyway. We're going to take the valve covers off, and then we're going to do a cylinder leak down test. So when we can see the cams, we can actually position the engine in a place where all the valves are closed on each particular cylinder, and then pump compressed air in and just see how whether the cylinder is holding the compressed air, and where it's leaking from. I'm also going to want to get a bore scope into that number 8 cylinder to try and have a look at the walls, and then we'll go from there. So yeah, that's where we are. Any questions, give me a shout. Otherwise, I'll be back as soon as I've got another update. Thanks very much. Good morning, Razor. I hope you're well. I'm just going to give you this brief update on your engine. So we haven't done any of the tests yet. We just need to strip everything off. So we need to take the covers off. This side's ready to come off. You can see it's split there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to perform a leak down test. So that involves rotating the engine round so that all the valves are closed on the cylinder, and then pumping air into the cylinder and seeing how well it's all sealed up in there. And obviously our concern is what's going on there in number 8. We're also going to put a bore scope inside there to have a look at what's going on inside there. So that'll be done in the next couple of hours or so. So I'll be back soon. Thanks. Good morning, Razor. I hope you're well. So I've got the results of the leak down test. So first of all, I've got the boroscope down in the number 8 cylinder, and I don't know if you can see that in the in the video, but the piston crown is completely clean. That is not what it's supposed to look like. And if we look in some of the other pistons at all, that it's just got full of carbon buildup. So what's happened here is the fuel has just been pouring into this cylinder and has what's called bore washed. So it's cleaned the top of the piston. So we can guarantee that the liner wall has been cleaned of all the oil as well, which means that the piston rings will be scratching up and down as the piston's moving. So then we look, so that's that. Just that on its own would be enough for me to recommend we take this head off and have a look. Just going to the leak down test. So that's the leak down numbers, percentages of leak at 70 psi. So here, this is the leak down test. It's connected to compressed air. This is a regulator. So we put 70 psi in, and then this bit measures how much is leaking out. And ideally, we want 20 to 25% to be out here, and you're all the way round here as well. And it's leaking out both the intake and the exhaust valves. So my recommendation, based on both the leak down numbers and this, is that we take the engine out. Whether we replace it with a good used engine or we rebuild it, I'm not entirely sure, but the engine's going to have to come out. And at a minimum, we'll take this head off here and just have a look at what's going on in that cylinder. So yeah, hopefully you're okay with that. Yeah, sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but it's not great on that number 8 cylinder. So our next step will be to lift the engine out. Then the car is going to be moved to here where this dyno is and put on axle stands so we can deal with the suspension over time, and the engine will go up there into our engine room, and we'll have a look at it there. So that's where we are with it. As I say, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but it is what it is. Okay, thanks. Good morning, Razor. I hope you're well. As you can see, your car is minus an engine, and it is just here. So we've removed the engine. It doesn't come out from the bottom like 355. We actually take it out to the top with the engine crane, which is just there. But it's out. So next step is going to be to wheel this outside and just give it a clean, because it's absolutely filthy. And then it's going to go up to our engine room up there. So we use a forklift truck just to lift it. We take these bars out, just lift it up onto the balcony there, and it's going to go into the engine room there. And then your car is going to get moved over to here where this dyno is, and that's where we're going to do all the suspension work. So we don't need a lift. We'll put it on, we'll move it from here to here and put it on axle stands, and then we can start stripping out all of this suspension work out of the side here. I think we're going to need to look for some new heat shields left and right. Whilst it's out, we'll give this frame a really good clean up, and get it all nice and new. Same for the inside here as well. All this frame and that will get all sorted out. We're going to need, I'll categorise it, but we're going to need a few arch liners. I know the big one on that side there at the back has got a hole in it, but we'll categorise what we need for all of that. And yeah, we'll get to it. So that's where we are. Any questions, give me a shout. Otherwise, I hope you continue to enjoy your holiday. Thanks very much. Good afternoon, Razor. I thought it would be easier to shoot a video and talk about the roof rather than type it out. So just on the matter of the one that was cut, you should definitely get a refund on that, in my opinion. It's no good for anything. With regards to the blue roof at Eurospares, it was just a cover. So we also need some other bits and pieces, including one of these metal parts here, which is not actually as a spare part. So we're going to have to find someone who's got a cannibalised roof for this. We also need some other bits from inside there. All the seals are gone on yours, so we need to buy the seals. I'm not sure how well Eurospares have undone the front part here. This bit at the back is all okay, and this bit that attaches here looks okay, but the front bit, it's hard to see in the photos. So my opinion and my gut is that we should hold out for a complete roof, because we need so many. It's not just the colour bit that we need hinges and other bits and pieces and that as well. So we've also got lots of time, so don't forget, we've got your engine out of here. So that's going to take time to strip. So in terms of when do we need the roof, the plan is going to be, we just strip the engine and box. I'm going to move this over to here tomorrow, strip the suspension, and then I'm going to do, try and get the car driving and all the mechanicals done as best as possible, and then send it to Alex for the paint. And then it's only when it comes back from Alex that we need the actual roof. So we've actually got plenty of time to find a roof. And I don't think Eurospares are going to be selling their blue thing anytime soon, to be honest with you. They've had that for sale for quite some time. Anyway, that's my opinion. Obviously, it's your car, your project. So it's up to you at the end of the day. Also, cheers. One other point, which I've just thought about, is the labour involved to actually to replace some of these components and put the roof on. So just to give you an idea, this car has had this piece here, but on the other side replaced. That was cracked at the hinge there. And it's taken 3.5 days of labour to sort that out, to get the roof out, get it apart, replace that part there, and then put it all back together again. So you've got 3.5 days at 8 hours a day at £100 plus VAT an hour. Notwithstanding the fact that you need all these other bits and pieces doing on that. So you could easily spend many thousands of pounds in labour trying to put a roof together, whereas you could probably buy one for 10,000 quid, complete at some point. So yeah, don't discount the labour and the work involved in trying to fix your current roof. Okay, thanks. Good afternoon, Razor. I hope you're well. As you can see, your car's made it into its temporary storage area in this corner of the workshop. And the strip down has begun. So we're up on axle stands. It's going to be here for a while. So this corner's been stripped. We've got all these bits and pieces off. Obviously, we're not using this or the lower arm. But the hub will be stripped down completely. We'll get the bearing out and all the other bits and pieces out of it. And that and the upper arm from every corner, we're going to get it vapor blasted so it looks brand new. We're going to get all the arch liners out. Make sure they're all okay, get them all cleaned up. We'll clean up all of this chassis, and we'll get it all back together again with brand new fasteners, so it looks brand spanking new in here. It's actually, I know it looks a bit dirty at the moment, but it will be absolutely as new once we're done with it. We'll replace these brake lines here with upgraded stainless steel braided brake lines. So yeah, this bit's pretty straightforward, and we just need to keep plugging at it. It's just hours on the suspension. Your engine has made it up into the engine room, and I hope to get the heads off it some point next week, so that we've got an idea of what's going on and what we need to do in that regard. So anyway, I hope you're having a good holiday and have a good weekend, and I'll catch up with you next week. Thanks very much. Good afternoon, Reza. I hope you're well. This is the first of 3 videos that I'm going to send you in quick succession. The first one is going to be about the car itself. Second one for the gearbox, and third one, sorry, for the engine. So just quick update on the car. We're in the process of stripping the suspension items off. We've done 3 corners so far. This one here, I don't think we're going to get to this afternoon, just to manage your expectations there. But the plan here is we need to get these upper arms and the hubs off so that we can get it to the vapor blaster. I minded to get your new lower arms here out and send them to the vapor blaster as well, so that the finish is identical. So we get the same finish on the upper and lower arms and the hubs. So a little bit more to do there, and obviously we need to strip the hub down, and we also get the joints and bushes out of the upper arms there. But yeah, progress is moving, and we just need to keep plugging at it. So that's where we are with the car. I'll be back with another video very shortly. Okay, so this is your gearbox. It's been disassembled, and this is the gearbox cassette. So we've got the input shaft here and the output shaft here. This is the pinion, and then that's the crown and the diff and that lot there. So what we're looking at are these the teeth here. So I don't know if you know how a gearbox works, but when you select, so this is 3rd and 4th synchro here. and when you push forward for third, it goes up on there, and then when you pull back, it goes back onto there. And then this ring slides over, and this is the actual the selector fork here. What happens is this ring here slides over and locks the teeth on here. You can see that these teeth are really badly flattened off. These should be coffin shapes and have a really nice point to them. And these are actually almost flatted over. So these are no good at all. And in fact, it's across every single gear. So you're going to need, just to rebuild this box, we're going to need 3 lots of synchro pairs and 6 pinion gears. So each one of those is about £1,000. So you're looking at about £9,000 in parts to refresh this gearbox. And that's if the diff is okay. So I think we're going to be looking for another box. Now I have over in there somewhere a used box. I don't know what it's like. What I propose to do is I'll strip that box down and have a look inside and see what it's like inside, and see whether we can harvest the internals out of that box if they're any good, and stick them into your case here. So that would be the plan there. So next week we're going to get the box out, my box out from there, and strip it down and have a look and see where we are from there. But it's if that box is no good, then we're going to be looking for a different box to put in. It's going to be, I think it's going to be far more economical than rebuilding this, just because every single gear is broken. Right, okay, we're back in a minute, and we're going to go up to our engine room up there and talk about the engine. So this is our engine room. It's up on the first floor of the workshop. So there's the workshop down there, and all of this lot up to where those yellow tape is all of your engine. And we've got good news here. It's in remarkably good condition. So this is number 8 piston, and you can see that it's been completely cleaned by the overfueling. This is number 7 piston. This is what they normally look like, because you've obviously got combustion happening in the chambers, but this hasn't had any combustion happening in it for some time. And my concern was that the fuel that was in the unburnt fuel in the combustion chamber was removing all the oil from the liner, from the side of the bore of the liner. And then what that means is that the rings aren't lubricated, and they start scratching the liner and wear the surface away. So this has got a special hardened surface on it, and it's quite easy without oil in there for it to wear that away. Now we've checked, and everything is fine in there. In fact, on all of your liners, they're all good. The cross hatching's still there, the coating is still on. So the piston skirts here, if we normally would expect to see them scuffed. So like vertical lines where it's been running up and down the cylinder. We've had all the rings out and measured the ring gaps. So you put the rings in the piston and measure the gap, not the piston, the rings in the liner and measure the gap. So these we've measured the bore sizes, and everything is well within spec. Just moving over to the bearings and the crank area. So this is your crankshaft, and it looks absolutely lovely. So there's no damage on the crank journals at all, which is great. The rods are all good. As I say, the pistons are good. We've got some marring on the bearings and stuff like this. So these are the thrust washers. These are down to the copper. So these are worn out, but it's to be expected because they're held tight against the crank, so they do get quite a bit of wear. Mains bearings look okay. We've got small amounts of scuffing and that in there, but it's all okay. So my proposal for this engine is send the heads away because the guides are worn. So we get new guides, new seats as appropriate. So I've got a great guy that deals with these heads. Just send them to him, get him to deal with that, and they'll come back good as new. We get a gasket kit, a set of big end shells, which are for the pistons, mains bearings, thrust washers. We'll get new bearings for the cams here, and put it all back together again. Obviously, it's going to be cleaned up and it'll be like new. So, and actually, in the grand scheme of things, not that much money at all. So the big ticket stuff is if we needed to, if these liners were scuffed, then we would be looking for a short block, for sure. But these are okay, and these are the big stuff. These are about 500 quid each. Lots of money to install. You need to go to a specialist shop to be installed. If you needed pistons as well, it would just be like 15 grand in parts. But you know, we're not there at all. We can do this. We're just by working the head, get a gasket kit, replace the bearings, and all will be good. So I'm very, very happy there. So say all we need to do is get that gearbox out from underneath here and have a look at what's inside there, and then we need to take a view on what we're doing with the gearbox. So hope you have a good weekend. It's a public holiday in the UK on Monday, so we'll be back at it on Tuesday. Any questions, give me a shout. Thanks. Good afternoon, Razor. Hope you're well. I just want to provide you with this very brief update. So all the suspension is stripped. We've got all some of these bits here. So all of this lot is going to the vapor blasters. So you've got your upper arms, the hubs. I'm going to include your lower arms and new lower arms as well, just so that the finish is identical across both here, so that it all matches up. This is your CS anti-roll bar and the front anti-roll bar. These are going to go to the shot blasters and powder coaters to be refinished in satin black. We've got a few of the bits and pieces in here as well. So this is the arm off the rear anti-roll bar. That's aluminium. Front anti-roll bar mounting points as well. They can be vapor blasted, so it will look brand new. Your heads are about to be transported from the engine room. They've been fully stripped to be put in the van. Tomorrow morning they're going to be taken to the machine shop. My next step now is to order all the parts to build the suspension back up. So I'll send you a proposed list of stuff we're going to replace and buy. I need to get a kit to rebuild these drive shafts, and we need bushes. I know you've supplied some, so we'll just make sure that we're not going to double order, but we need bushes and other bits and pieces. Like we'll have a whole new Hill Engineering tie rod ends, any ball joints we need. I'm going to recommend we replace all the wheel bearings as well, because these are well past their best. So I'll get that list over to you, and we can decide which bits we're going to go for and which bits we're going to reuse. And then once I've got the parts back from the vapor blaster, we can start building the suspension back up. The same for the heads as well. Once we've got the heads back from the machine shop, we can get them back in the engine room and start building that engine up. Next step in terms of drivetrain is to strip the spare gearbox I've got over there and have a look at what's going on with that and see whether we can use the internals from that to fix your gearbox, or if we're going to be looking for another gearbox. So that's where we are. Got any questions, give me a shout. Otherwise, I'll be back as soon as I can with another update. Thanks. Good afternoon, Razor. Hope you're well. This is the gearbox that I had spare in stock. So this is the case here. Excuse the mess. We didn't realise it was full of gearbox oil when we took it apart. So so it made a bit of a mess. I got this apart as a package deal with a load of other parts. Had no idea what it was like inside. And we pulled it apart, and it's no better than your box. There's no point in pointing it out, but all the teeth are just knackered. So this is scrap. This box. It's a bit of a pain because I was kind of hoping that this cassette could be reused again, and we would simply insert this into your gearbox, and it would all be good. But I think that the way forward is going to be to rebuild your existing gearbox. So what we need to do is put in new synchros and new pinions on all of the gears. It's going to be expensive, about £6,000 in parts, but it's a surefire way of getting the gearbox to work properly. The issue we got is if we buy a used gearbox, it could just end up like this. You just don't know until you take it apart what it's going to be like inside. So unless you can find somebody that will give you your money back if we take it apart and it's no good, I think a rebuild is going to be the way forward. So sorry about that. I'm a bit disappointed, but you know, that's just how it is. maybe once you've had a think about it, you can let me know on a direction with regards to the box. In other news, I'm waiting for the suspension parts to come back, or start building the suspension back up. The heads are at the machine shop, yeah, that's it. So yeah, let me know. Cheers. Good afternoon, Razor. I hope you're well. 2 updates for you. First of all, on your gearbox. So this is your gearbox case here. So I went to order all the parts for it, and all of them are available apart from the 3rd gear pinion, which we definitely need. So I've ordered that one first, because they say that they got 2 at the factory, and I'm hoping they're going to let one go for me. If that arrives, then I'll order the rest of the parts. If it doesn't arrive, then we're going to need to think about what we're going to do, maybe a used box. But hopefully, fingers crossed, they'll release that penultimate pinion for me, and we'll be able to get that box built up. Right, next update: suspension and your inlet manifold. So start with the inlet manifold here. This has been back from vapor blasting, so it is brand new now. We've coated this in ACF 50. This is your one of your anti-roll bar arms. This is the anti-roll bar thing here. So all this stuff that's back from vapor blast has been coated in ACF 50, which is an anti-corrosion product. So here are all your arms. I'll come on to those in a second. This is the top of the inlet manifold, obviously. Now, we can send this away and get this redone. That's no problem at all. But I don't know if you know, but this is different to the CS manifold covers. There are 3 types of cover for the 360. The early 360s had a squared off front, like that. So the 99s and some 2000s had a squared off front. Then they went to this slopey front for the later cars and the Spiders, and the CS has actually got an even more slopey front. So this vertical part on the CS is much reduced. So I don't know if you can look at some pictures of that. I don't think it's going to matter for you because you'll never see it because it's tucked in front underneath the roof cassette. But if you wanted it to be genuine CS, we should look for a different one of these. But we've still got loads of time on that. We're not going to need that for a while. Whatever we do, we'll get it re-powder coated in the correct wrinkle red. Moving on to your suspension arms and hubs. So they're back from the vapor blaster. They've been rebushed. Need to put some Hill Engineering ball joints in there. Still waiting for some suspension bits to build this back up. Had the bottom arms done at the same time, so they've got exactly the same finish, so everything matches, and you can see it all looks brand new. These are all the hubs. They look amazing, and when we've got new backing plates and everything on there, all new hardware and stuff, it's going to look as new. Just moving on to your springs and shock absorbers. So the damaged wire, I think we can repair this. So this has been in a fire and it's damaged, but the wire is good down here. So I had to pick off this insulation here, solder some new wires in. I've got a new connector for this end, so I'm confident we can repair that. So we've got you supplied CS rear shocks. I suspect the intention was to reuse the front shocks. I can't remember. However, we've got some damage to them here on the threads. So I can try and repair these, so that we need to spin these off to obviously replace the springs and all this rubber and what have you. But I don't know whether you want to have a look to see whether you can get some better front shocks. And then the springs that came, we've just unpacked them, and we've got 2 rear springs and 1 front spring. So we're missing a front spring. So maybe you could let me know where that is. So in order to do this, we need a front spring. Let me know if you want these repaired or we're going to replace those. So yeah, that's where we are. But things are progressing and it is looking good. As I say, I'm waiting for some other bits to come. So stuff like these rubbers here. I've got the Hill Engineering stuff is on order, so we've got I'm going to put upper Hill Engineering for ball joints in here. The newer lower arms came with lower ball joints. I've got the new lower shock bushes and the upper shock bushes, but the toe arms and the track control arms and stuff like that, that's all coming from Hill Engineering. So as soon as I've got all the bits available, we'll get it built back up and get this thing rolling again with the wheels on. So yeah, that's where we are. So let me know about the cover, the missing front spring, and the damaged front shocks. Okay, speak to you soon. Good afternoon, Reza. Hope you're well. Pleased to be able to provide you with this update. We've made some progress on the suspension. Got loads of new parts here. So one of the things what we've been doing is going through and cleaning and treating all of the chassis area here. So I've left this lot off for the update, so you can see the extent of the cleaning and treatment of the chassis. We will, when we do the inside, we'll do all the inside here when we get to the engine part. This is what it's going to look like inside. So we've got all new fasteners holding it on. We've got new wheel bearing. On the front, we've got the new plated backing plates here. The rears don't have that. So we're slowly kind of getting through it. I need to order some Hill Engineering bits up for the tie arms. I've got new gaiters to go on here. I've got drive shaft replacement refurbishment kits to do your drive shafts. You've seen all this bit here. In terms of your shock absorber, I've repaired the wiring on here. It's a little bit shorter because of the burnt bit, but that's repaired now, so I'm hopeful that that is all going to be okay. And I've managed to clean up all the threads on the front shocks as well. So next step for these is going to be to strip this down and rebush it and set up 3 of them, because we're still missing the front spring here. We've only got the 3 ones there, and then get them on the car. In other news, I don't know why I'm going over here, but in other news, I'm about to receive all your gearbox components, so I'm going to get that built up, the cassette built up soon. I'm going to take the case to be vapor blasted next week. Tomorrow it's going to be vapor blasted, get it back next week, and then we can build the gearbox back up. I spoke to the engineer who's looking at the heads and gave him my instructions there, and he's going to start that soon, so hopefully be able to get the engine built back up. So notwithstanding waiting for parts and subcontractors, it is actually finally in progress. So if you've got any questions, give me a shout. Otherwise, I'll be back as soon as I've got another update. Thanks. Good afternoon, Razor. Hope you're well. I'm going to provide you with this update because I'm conscious we haven't updated you for quite some time. So this is the gearbox case, come back from the vapor blasting. It looks absolutely brand new now. Got to send this to the machine shop to have this bearing here replaced. So that is for the selector rod. We get all the rods and selector forks all clearance, so that when you're actually shifting through the gates, it actually feels as smooth as possible. So need to get that sorted. I'm waiting on that bearing before we can get that done. I'm waiting on a few other bits and pieces. I've got the bulk of the gearbox parts that we need to rebuild this. So as soon as we've got the rest of it, we'll get that boxed up. Okay, just moving over to your car. All the suspension bits on arms and that are all done. Brakes are all built up. We've got your new braided lines in. All this is all built up. Pads are in. Drive shafts have been rebuilt. They're not going to go back in right now because we just need to sort out some bits and pieces in there. I've ordered new handbrake cables, so they're just the old hand calipers just attached here for now, but we get new cables in, and I've got heat shielding to go. So that's the handbrake cable there, and it runs right underneath the exhaust. So we put heat shielding on the new cables to protect them. Received, and we've got the same. All 4 corners are built up, so it all looks lovely and brand new in here. Calipers have been rebuilt with Hill Engineering pistons and seals, so that's all good. They were generally okay. There was 1 or 2 pistons that were stuck, so it's definitely worth rebuilding them. Shocks are stripped and ready to rebuild. I'm just waiting on the new spring platforms. We've got, this is the spring that came the other day. So it's longer than it should be. This has actually been stretched only very slightly, and it's almost like someone's taken it and sort of bent it over a bit and sort of stretched it, and it's kilted over slightly. We're going to build it up with this. I'm going to put it on the driver's side, just because that's slightly heavier than the passenger side, because the preloader will change on this because of the actual length change slightly. Hopefully we can get a new one of these, or one the same length as this one, but I don't think it's a disaster if we can't. I think we can make it work if we do need to use that spring there. So that's where we are. Just waiting for some bits to arrive, and as soon as they get here, we'll get building. Okay. Any questions? Give me a shout. Cheers. Good afternoon, Razor. Hope you're well. Just want to provide you with this update to let you know where we are with the car. I know it's been a while, but we've been hampered by part supply. So all the suspension's built up. The only thing that aren't on are the tow arms, because I'm yet to receive them from Hill Engineering. At the front, I haven't got the track rod ends, but all the shocks are in. I've received these brand new CS front springs, your old Scud ones here, with the one that was extended there. So that's your old Scud springs there, but you've got proper CS springs in here, and then obviously the ones that you provided up here. That's all been built up, all new bushes, the whole lot. What did arrive today was the last piece of the puzzle for the gearbox build, and Eddie's just up in the engine room up there, starting to build your gearbox. He's doing the lay shaft at the moment. This is 4th gear pinion. So when I went to order all your parts for the gearbox, I wanted to check to see how many of each one and whether they were in stock. And 3rd gear pinion, there were only 2 left, so I put an urgent order on 3rd gear pinion, and it came within days. The rest of the lot, they all had plenty of stock. There were 5 of these left when I ordered. Everything came apart from this one, and it was because Ferrari had a run on them, and this is the very last one out of the factory. So we're really lucky to have this. So it's here, and we're going to start building the box up. So Eddie will send you some pictures and videos from the engine room as he's working, and you'll be able to see the inside of your gearbox go back together again. So that's it, and then we're waiting for the heads to be done on the engine. We can start building the engine up, and then we can start building this car back up into some kind of thing that we can actually run and drive around in it. So I know it looks like not much is happening. Once we've got a few key bits back, stuff will start to happen very, very quickly. So hope you have a great weekend. Got any questions, give me a shout. One thing I didn't mention in the video is that we've got the anti-roll bars back from the powder coaters. So these look absolutely brand new. So these have been blasted and powder coated. This is the front anti-roll bar. This won't go on until we've got the car up on the 2-post lift, because it's really tricky to do without being able to get into the front there. Rear anti-roll bars in place. Quite difficult to see here, but there we go. I haven't got the drop link yet. But it's there, and it looks absolutely brand new. Obviously new anti-roll bar bushes on there. So yeah, it's starting to come together.
Good afternoon, Reza. I hope you're well. Just thought I'd shoot you this quick update video following on from what Aldous was telling you earlier. So we're upstairs doing your gearbox, and what you're looking at here is your lay shaft. So at the front here's your pinion, where the power turns 90 degrees and goes through your differential. And at the front here, we're looking at 1st and 2nd gear and the synchro. So these have all just been replaced. These are all the broken parts we've taken out. I'll also send you some photos. I've got some close-up photos of the sort of new versus old, so you can see the damage on the teeth there. So it's all been rebuilt, all with fresh bearings. Let's say new synchro, new bearing on the end here. And yeah, so that one's all complete, and then we'll start on the other shaft now. Thank you. Hi Reza, just thought we'd give you another update on what's happening with your gearbox. So today we'll be doing the main shaft. So these are, as you see, it's all stripped. This has just come out of the hot wash and cleaned it all up, cleaned all through the oil delivery drillings here that feed all various pieces on the shaft. These are all the bits we've taken off. So you've got 3, 4, 6 and 5 here. Just pull off 50 opinion here, just for you to have a little look at. Again, like the other video, you can see how flattened off those teeth, or a lot of those teeth are. There's just not much in the way of points left on them at all. So we'll be building this up today. I'll give you another update later on in the day, so you can see all the shaft assembled again. Thanks. Hi again, Reza. This is probably going to be the last update of today. So you can see we've got the shafts all back together now. So they're all there with all their new synchros and pinions, etc. Here is your load of broken stuff here with all your bearings and all the rest of it. So the next thing we're going to be doing is building up this back plate, so the shafts actually live inside this, and this slides into the gearbox. It's what we term as a cassette when it's all built up. So we've got a couple of things to go in here. So I'm going to tap this bit out here. This new race out is going to go in here. There's a new bearing for here, and a couple of selector bushes and bits and pieces like that. One of the other things we are going to have to change is the oil pump. I've got one here. So this is your gearbox oil pump. It's driven by gear from behind. And sadly, what's happened is when all these bits of teeth, etc., have been chewed off, they kind of get regurgitated around in the oil, carried around by the oil, and end up in the oil pump. So it's quite, I don't know when it's going to come out, but you see it's all scored up in there, and this little whip gear that does all the driving of the pump. You can see all the edges are all chewed up, and there's also it's scored inside here. And what that means is you don't get a very good seal, and consequently there's a bit of oil pressure. So you've got a new oil pump to go on it as well. This will then be put back in here and be returned to its case. Any questions, feel free to drop us a message. Thanks. Good morning, Reza. Hope you're well. First of all, I must apologise for the lack of updates, and that's simply because we've been waiting for the last piece of the puzzle before we can assemble this gearbox, and that was this bearing here. So it's very, very tight to get out. So until we replaced that, we weren't able to build up this cassette. So you can see the two shafts that you saw earlier that we've got all your new shiny bits on. It's all assembled. These are all your selectors. Over here we've got your reverse gear, and that's all cleaned up really well. There's no issues with that whatsoever. So that's all going back in. New bearings, and again all new bearings in here and here. So yeah, basically that bearing that carries this gear, which has a couple of functions. It connects this shaft to this via the reverse gear, and it also drives the oil pump, which obviously circulates your oil around in the gearbox. So I'll be putting this in the case and building that up, and I'll shoot you a little video later on to show you how she all looks.
Good afternoon, Razor. Hope you're well. So Ed has sent you the video about the box going back together. That's going back together today. I just want to show you these. So these are the heat shields that that protect the fuel tanks left and right. And on yours, I don't know if you remember, but all the fiberglass is all coming out and away. So I've sent these to the body shop, and these have been repaired and painted up as new. So they're going to go in there ready for the engine. Main reason for the video is to talk about these harnesses, though. So I've got a Spider here with the with all the carpet out, but crucially with the roof intact. And I have seen it in the past where you've got this frame here for the roof that's actually bolted down to the chassis here, and it's actually bolted to the chassis a bit further back there, and there's a small void behind here as well. So it is within the realms of possibility of us to drill through here and attach a spreader plate or weld a spreader plate onto the back here with a thread in it, and actually get a bolt in through to here. If I just close the seat, it's a little bit lower than where the holes for the seats would go, so the seat belts would go down like that and then come across here, but they would be securely attached to here. So it's certainly a possibility to get harnesses into a Spider for sure. Okay, any questions, give me a shout. Cheers.
Good morning, Reza. I hope you're well. Just thought I'd provide you this brief update so you can see what progress has been made. As you can see, your gearbox is all back together now, with the exception of the end plate, like the big black bit with the Ferrari cast on the back there, the crash box. And the reason that's not got on is just we're waiting for that to be painted, so it's all nice and glossy black, as it should be. But yeah, so that's all back together. All very happy with that. Then we've just got to put the differential back in, and she'll be ready to go. I'm going to change gearbox bush because you see it's slightly off centre. We'll upgrade this for the Scuderia type bush, which is a lot harder wearing. And also we'll do your engine mounts with the Challenge Stradale engine mounts. Again, they're much stiffer and provide more control over the engine and gearbox moving around in the engine bay there. So just moving over to your car workshop. So plan for next week, early next week, is to start sorting this engine bay out a bit. So these lovely new refurbished engine bay heat shields for the fuel tanks here and here are going to go back on. I'm going to give this all a good clean up first. I want to carefully inspect all the wiring that routes around the top there, check the rollover valves and so on and so forth, and all the pipe work, and then those can all go back on. So that's where we are with it. Any questions, feel free to drop us a message. Thank you. Hi Reza, just another little quick update for you. As you can see, we've begun cleaning the engine frame in here. It's all starting to come up nice. And these are your reconditioned heat shields in place. We've also cleaned up the aluminium ones that go in the corners there. So there's a cross pipe that goes between the two tanks there, like a balance pipe. So obviously you've got a neck this side, and as you fill it up, it fills up the other tank this side. But yeah, they've come out really, really well. And the engine bay's starting to come up really nicely. Got the old knackered, worn out engine mounts off out the way as well, ready to receive the new ones, which will be going in just prior to the engine going back in place. Anyway, that's where we are with it. Hope you have a great day, and I'll speak to you soon. Hi again, just thought we'd shoot you a quick update as to what's been happening. So first things report is that your heads are back. As you see, they've come out really, really well. I've got one up here on the bench. You see the surface, the mating surface for the cylinder head to the block has all been cleaned right up. It's come out really well. Heads have been in the hot wash, and that's why they all look all brand new like this. So if you take one of these valves out, so these are actually the inlet valves, this side. We peer in there, you can see you've got all your new guides have all been done throughout. Valves have all been cleaned up. They're all good to go again, so they didn't need replacing. But we have recut the valve, well, had the valve seats recut, ready for assembly. So springs and collets and stuff still need going on. So they just have come back, but very, very pleased with the result of those. Your engine is no longer on this stand because that's off being cleaned now, the actual block. Over here we've got your complete build kit for the engine, so all the gaskets and stuff and washers and stuff. This box of stuff here is other bits that are going off to the blasters, so we'll get those all done, so all the brackets and everything will match the block and the heads. It'll all look really, really good and all quite like brand new. Anyway, that's where we are. Just thought I'd give you a quick update and speak to you soon. Good afternoon, Reza, how you doing? Just thought I'd give you a bit of an update as to what's going on. As you see, the engine block's all been cleaned. It looks absolutely superb. They've really done a nice job. Over here, your heads, I know you've seen these before, but we've put them all together now. All the valves are in and all the collets, etc. So they're all up, that's all, they're all ready to fit. Mains bearings are all cleaned up, ready, so we can get the crank in and measure up the journal gaps. So that's all ready to go. The other thing we've got going on are all the studs out. So normally you'd have these studs here, bolted in here, and then the heads slide on, and then you have a nut and a washer that torque down to secure the head to the block. So yours were all pretty badly worn out and stretched, so we've elected to replace them. A lot of them came out with a lot of this corrosion in, see all this here, which made them very, very difficult to get out, and indeed one of them is actually snapped the top of it off. So we've got some penetrating fluid in there. We're going to leave that in overnight and get a special tool on that tomorrow to try and get that one out too. And then we've got all the new studs here ready to go into place. Once they're in, we'll be able to roll the engine over and start laying the crankshaft in and the new shells, and to do all our measurements to make sure we're happy with the clearances before we go any further. Anyway, that's where we are with it. Any questions, feel free to drop us a message, and if not, we'll be returning soon with a further video update for you. Thank you. Good afternoon, Reza, I hope you're well. So we're looking at in terms of your engine at the moment. So I don't know if you recall, but we had an issue whereby Ferrari can no longer supply mains bearings. So these are the mains bearing caps, and inside here you'll see the mains bearings. So these are the new ones, the 355 ones. This red stuff in here is this assembly lube that we use when we put stuff together so that it don't run dry when we're turning the engine over. So anyway, put it all in, and we used a micrometer, measured all the gaps, made sure the installation clearance, the radial installation clearance was fine, and that's all good. So we then proceeded to bolt the crankshaft into the block, and then the crankshaft stopped turning. So on closer inspection, these bearings, the 355 ones, are actually a couple of thou thicker than the 360 ones. So it's causing the crank to lock up, and it locks up on the crank here. So these are the crank webs. So this is the piece that these saddles here, these are where the crank sits in the engine. And if you look closely, you'll see there's a radius on this corner here, It's actually binding on this radius in one plane because the bearings are slightly too thick in one plane. So obviously this is a real issue because no one can get hold of these bearings. So we've spoken to the engineering shop that does all our machine work for us for our engine builds, and he's come up with quite a neat solution. So what he's going to do, he's going to make a copy of this piece in two halves that bolt together to replicate the block and the cap, and he's going to make it in a way that he can have the new bearings in this piece, and then he can machine a chamfer in it so it misses the radius of this crank, and then they will work. So that's what we're going to do. It's not going to be a 5-minute job because obviously he's going to have to draw up and machine a special fixture for this to happen. But it does mean that it can get us out of trouble and we can build your engine. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to put everything back together in terms of bolt the sump on it and carefully box up this crank. And we're going to send it together with your old bearings and your end float shims and the new end float shims. Give it to him. I'm going to say just machine them as necessary and get the end float right for us and make sure it's rotating properly. So anyway, it's not great news, but at least we've got a solution for it. And we'll get the block over to him as soon as we can, and we'll give you some further updates when they emerge. But as I say, it's not going to be a 5-minute job. It's going to take him a while because he's going to have to machine all this, make a replica of this in order to modify the shells to fit correctly. Okay, so that's where we are. Any questions, feel free to drop us a message.
Good afternoon, Reza. Hope you're well. I'm really sorry about this being late. I promised it in the morning, but things overtook me. So we're in one of my storerooms. This is a new room, or refurbished or repurposed room for me. This is where we're going to start keeping customer parts. So your shelf is all the way along here. So here's all the bits to go on your car. This is off a different project down here. Anyway, so we were sorting this out the other day. These are your exhaust manifolds here, and you can see we've got no air injection rails on them at all. So it's the same for the other one there as well. So nothing to worry about that in that regard there. Okay, good news from the engine shop. They've got the main bearings working, and we're going to go and pick that up shortly so we can start building your engine up and getting this car back together and get it running. So yeah, got any questions, give me a shout. Otherwise, I hope you have a good afternoon. Good afternoon, Reza. Hope you're well. Very, very pleased to provide you with this update. So the block and the crank are back from the machine shop, and the crank is spinning absolutely lovely now. No resistance in there whatsoever. Although the machine shop have clearance this, we will check our own clearances again before putting all that back together again. We've had the block cleaned with dry ice. The reason that we can't use any media to blast this is that we don't want to take any of the coating off on the liners, and we don't want to damage anything on the deck here. So dry ice has been used to clean up. It's not as good as the other bits. So the heads here, when they were at the machine shop, the heads were put in an ultrasonic cleaner, a hot ultrasonic cleaner. So they've come out really, really nicely. And the ancillary bits, we've had these vapor blasted, so these are coming out absolutely perfectly. But the block is looking very, very good as itself, but we can't use any media on it because of the aforementioned damage on the liners. So we've got everything we need to start building this back up again. We've got the gasket kits, got all the other bits and pieces, all the other bits that are going to go back on are there. We've got the big end bearings and what have you. So over the course of the next few days, we're going to get this built up. Eddie's going to do the job. Eddie will provide you with updates as he goes along. So yeah, hope you're having a good day. Catch up with you soon. Any questions, give me a call. Cheers. Good afternoon, Reza. Hope you're well. Just want to provide you with this update. So the engine is starting to come together. Crank is in, been clearanced. It's been torqued down. We've got pistons in, and everything is working nicely. I won't be able to turn that with my hand, but it does turn very, very nicely. So we're well on our way to getting this built up. One thing I wanted to talk to you about was the oil tank here. So here you've got a standard 360 oil tank. On the CS, it's slightly different. It's got a higher flat top here. I can get hold of the CS oil tanks, no problem at all. The issue we've got is getting hold of the different pipes that run to the throttle bodies. So on the normal one, it's got a single pipe from the oil tank, and then it tees off and goes up to the throttle bodies. On the CS, it's got 2 separate pipes. Did find one of the pipes on eBay in America, but we're still missing one of the others. Obviously, with your permission, I will source the correct CS oil tank. We'll talk about the pipes and trying to get hold of the pipes. In the meantime, to get the engine running, we can just run a bit of hose across, because it is just a vent. It doesn't have anything special in there. But I'll send you a different video of a CS I've got in the storage, just to show you what we're talking about. Okay, hope you have a great weekend. Any questions, give me a call. But here's another shot of your engine. Anyway, okay, cheers. This is the CS engine bay here. So you can see we've got the flat top disserator here, but we have single pipes running from the throttle body individually to the disserator. This one is available as well. I used one of these on eBay in America, but the short one can't seem to find. Okay.
Good afternoon, Reza. I hope you're well. Just thought I'd shoot you this update video so you can see where we are with your engine. As you can see, we've got new tensioners on, new belts, etc. All the cams all bolted down in place. So the next procedure to do is we've got to adjust the cam timing to get it perfectly set up. So the engine comes with just some alignment marks just to assemble the cams, and then you use these slotted bolts on these gears, and you can actually change the relationship between the camshaft and the crankshaft. So down here we've got a degree wheel, and up here we've got a first dial gauge that measures top dead center. It measures the position of the piston inside the bore. And here we've got a third measuring tool, and that's actually measuring the point at where the cam begins to open or close. And we can actually modify this figure here using these slots. So this is the first cam that we're doing. This is the intake cam on the right hand bank. We're looking for around about 1.66 plus or minus 0.12. As you can see, this is in spec, but I'm going to adjust it slightly to get it more close to the factory setting. So we'll do the same measurement on all 4 camshafts, and that will get the timing really spot on. It's really important on these engines is they thrive on having this set up perfectly. So that's where we are. Just thought it'd be a bit of an interesting thing for you to see that we're doing to the engine now. We'll give you a further update once we've got more parts on it and it looks a bit more complete.
Good afternoon, Razor. Hope you're well. Very pleased to provide you with this update. As you can see, the engine is in the car. Big milestone there. It looks a bit of a mess. We've got all the hoses and that, what have you, on there. But next step, I need to order a complete clutch kit, flywheel, release bearing, all the gubbins there. It goes in the bell housing, and then we can get the gearbox on, which has been fully rebuilt. And our aim is to get, so the way that the project is now going to go is we're going to get the engine running, installed in the car. So there's a couple of things we need to do with that, and then I'm going to work on the rest of the suspension bits and set up all the alignment and that, and then want to make this car drive as it is without the roof and that in, so that we can do a few test miles. And then once we've got the drivetrain and the chassis where we need it, then it can go off to paint, and then it can be coloured. And when it comes back, then we can sort stuff out like the roof and all the little bits and that. We need to sort out what we're going to do with we need to get the red anodised bits here, and a few other little bits and pieces. So a couple of questions for you. First of all, we are missing one exhaust tailpipe for CS exhaust tailpipe. I don't know if you remember when we brought the parts over from Europe. We only got one pipe there. So can you chase those up? Because we're going to need those to run the engine. Now, also, one of the things I've ordered all coolant hoses, as you requested, which is a great idea because they do degrade. Now, I don't know if you mentioned whether you wanted new radiators. So obviously the radiators are in here. If you do, please let me know, and let me know if you want me to get the OEM radiators, so the Ferrari ones, or Superformance cell and uprated all aluminium radiator for the 360. So let me know what you'd like to do with regards to that, and I say let me know if or how long we're going to have to wait for this tailpipe, because I say that will inhibit us from actually getting the engine running. So I know it doesn't look like much has happened, but a lot has happened here. I know we're very we're now on the kind of course to actually get this to the next stage, which is running and driving, so then it can go off to Alex to be painted. Okay, so I hope you have a great weekend. You've got any questions, give me a shout. Cheers. Good morning, Razor. Hope you're well. I'm very pleased to provide you with this update. We are making progress. It might not look like it, but we are. So engine-wise, wiring loom is in for the engine bay and the engine itself. We've got the intake manifold on. That's been freshly powder coated and vapor blasted. Exhaust manifolds are on, flywheels on. Just waiting on some fasteners for the clutch plate, pressure plate, and once we get those, we can get the clutch pressure plate on and the gearbox put back on. So the gearbox is fully built up. We've got new release bearing and flange inside there. New gearbox mount. Obviously this case has been vapor blasted, so it's looking absolutely great. We've rebushed all the linkages for the gear shift mechanism down here, so that's all working well. This is an old block. I've got a Hill Engineering clutch block on order. I just put that on there so I could just get the position of the pipes correct, but that will be changed. So yeah, that's kind of where we are. Oh, one last thing that we did. So yesterday I had the dry ice blaster in here, so I got him to dry ice blast the underside of your car. So you probably don't remember or haven't seen, but it was pretty dirty. So this area here was very, very dirty. I've got some separate videos I'll send you with the dry ice blasting in progress. But the big bit here is this front panel here. So this panel here was absolutely filthy and corroded, but it's come up almost like new. We've got a few little bits in here that we can refinish up. We'll do that before when it comes back from Alex. If he hasn't done it already. One of the other things we have refinished as well is this bar across here. So this bar was really beaten up, a lot of paint missing, especially on the, I can't even get up there, but especially on the top. That's where the gearbox goes in there. So that's all been refinished in the correct 3M paint. And yeah, it's looking a lot nicer. So I'm expecting to receive the fasteners for the clutch plate on Monday. So this gearbox is going to go back in, and then it will start to look more like an engine. I've also got a line on blue bar across the top of the heads there, and I've got a plan. So for this gold piece here, obviously we've got this piece here. We've got it in red. We just need to find this one here in red. Yeah, watch this space with regards to that. I'll send you a picture of the blue bars. So I've got a blue bar. I had a client source a couple for this project here and one for me. But I think I will let you have it for your project, just to complete the project. But I'll send you a separate picture of that so you can see that. Okay, I hope you're having a great weekend. Any questions, give me a shout. Otherwise, I'll catch up with you next week. Sorry, I forgot to mention we've been working on the cooling system as well. So we've got the new all aluminium uprated radiators from Superformance. They're in left and right. We've got all new hoses everywhere. So these hoses and clamps have all been renewed, especially kind of up here as well. These ones here. I've also got all new hoses for the engine bay. This is an old hose here at the moment, but we can get we've got all new hoses there for that. And then final thing, one of the weird things is that you didn't have the correct horns in the car. So I don't know if we've still got here. You had this funny little ancient little horn tucked away somewhere. So we're going to get rid of that. I've actually got them here, the correct CS-360 horns. There's one that sits under the headlight here and one that sits under the headlight there. So we've got all that sorted. Okay, cheers. Good morning, Razor. Hope you're well. Just want to provide you with this update and let you know where we are with the car. So things are progressing. You can see we've got the gearbox in, and we're just slowly and surely just getting everything put back together again, refurbishing, replacing as required. But you can, it's looking absolutely glorious in here. Underneath it looks just as good. The bottom of the engine and the bottom of the gearbox case are absolutely lovely. We've got this cardboard is obviously coming out. That's just to protect the chassis when we put the gearbox in. One of the things I wanted to show you was this. So just under here, I have got a blue pipe for you. This is out of my own personal supply, and I've been saving it for a project, and I'm actually going to gift this to you. So this is my gift to you for my thing for this car, because I know they're really difficult to get hold of. But I want to give that to you, or give this to the car, so that we can be on its way to being a full CS spec. Obviously, we've got the this pipe here in red. We're still looking for this one here. The big gold pipe down there, I've got a lead on that. The actual solid pipe there, I've got a lead on actually getting a red one of those, but we still need to get one of these. But for the meantime, we can leave these pipes in because we just need to get this thing up and running. I'm actually going to put the old tubey exhaust back on for now, so that we can actually get the engine started and actually take this thing out for a drive, because it hasn't turned a wheel in a while. Anyway, so I hope you're having a good day. Any questions, give me a shout. Good afternoon, Razor. I hope you're well. Just want to provide you with this update, let you know where we are. So we're not quite at the position where we can start the engine yet, but we're very close. So as you can see, exhaust system's in. I've just put this used non-OEM tip in here for now, so that we can run the engine. But the rest of your brand new exhaust is in place, as you can see in there. Got the blue bar in, which is looking fabulous. This is your new CS oil tank there. So things that are going to prevent us from starting the engine is, I'm waiting for a shield, a heat shield that goes here. The CS has a heat shield over here. Waiting for that, and then I can put a spare air box in and build all this bit up here. I'm also waiting for a fuel pump on this side. So you can see here, this is a white fuel pump. You won't be able to see it on the other side. Actually, I'll go around there. This one's a beige one, and the beige ones are the updated ones. So this one's had a replacement pump on this side, but that's the original pump there. So we need to get one of the updated ones, because the earlier ones are prone to leaking. But once we've got those, we can get this engine started, and then we're on our way to actually doing some road testing. Just a couple of things. I got this for you. This was the last heat shield that goes here, the last one in the world. Got that. I've got the factory. I've got stock of these ones here, so I've got one coming from there. But what happens? These get all chewed up and furred up from here. But I've got a brand new one there for you. We're close to sorting this out. So we've got this. They've got the terrible Hamann thing out of here, the fuel filler. This needs to be bolted back up, but you need a fuel cap, which I've got on order. We can get the fuel door in, just get the silicone off here and sort out the bump stops there. So I'm pretty certain that's going to be okay. Just around to the front, we've got your CS master cylinder and servo in place here. This is your original master cylinder. I've just got it still in place here with the lines. We do need new lines here that go, because the CS master cylinder is slightly different. So it has different brake lines that go to the ABS module there. But they're on order. We'll get them soon, and they are not expensive at all. I'm assuming, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but we're going to get rid of all this junk that's in the car, because I think we have got a radio delete for the CS dash. So we're going to get all of that, get that out. And so, and also I'm starting to think about when the car's going to go to the body shop. So I've had this scuttle panel, this is taken out. We needed to take it out anyway to get to the master cylinder, but that's out. That's at the powder coaters. That's going to be shot blasted and powder coated. That won't go in until the car's been painted, but I'm starting to think ahead. The other thing I'm starting to think ahead on is the headlights. So today I split your headlights, which came apart really nicely without any issues at all. So these can go to with Alex. For now, I'm going to leave these headlights in here because we're going to road test the car, and it's a bit dark outside, so we'll need the lights. But when it goes to Alex, we'll get the headlights, these headlights out, and I'll send him with these. So obviously we can body colour the actual headlight body, but also I'll get him to sort out these lenses as well, because they're although they're okay, they're a bit weird. There's a bit of hazing down here, but he can sand these down inside and out and lacquer them with a UV resistant lacquer. So yeah, we are well on our way. Unfortunately, we're just waiting for a couple of little bits and pieces, but I'm hopeful that the next video is going to be with this engine running. Okay, so I hope you have a great evening, and I will catch up with you soon. Any questions, give me a shout. Good morning, Razor. I hope you're well. We've actually come to a very big moment. We're about to start the engine, so I'll just run through you with where we are. So there's lots of stuff left to do, but we're in a position where the engine can start. So there's a few temporary fixes, like the exhaust tailpipe is mine. This is my airbox and coolant tank. Stuff like these aren't the final solutions here, just connecting these breather hoses, but they will do for now. Obviously we need to get the red bit in there and stuff like this. These are special bolts here, which I've ordered, but just use a zip tie for now. We've temporarily mounted the engine ECUs onto the chassis here, because these normally bolt to the roof frame, and the first thing we need to do is disconnect the fuel pumps on both sides and crank it over so we can get some oil pressure. So Ed's do the honours there, and it shouldn't take too long because we have had a trial crank before. Let's try and see where, can't really see the oil pressure gauge. There she goes, a bit of oil pressure there. So we've got some good oil pressure. So ignition off. Let's kind of reconnect the fuel pumps. It's difficult to do one-handed, right? Let's put the lock in. Okay, right, stand back and let's see what she does. Look at that, running. Got really good oil pressure in here, as we would expect. So we're going to let her warm up and just run up on the lift for a bit, make sure we haven't got any leaks or anything, but yeah, we are on our way. Okay, I hope you have a great day. Good afternoon, Razor. Hope you're well. Just want to provide you this update, let you know where we are with the car. So what we've been doing is basically working to try and get this so that we can drive it on the road. We've still got a way to go, but we are slowly getting there. My glamorous assistant over there is just putting the original mirrors back on so that we can drive it on the road. A few little bits and pieces that have been done. You've got your revised fuel pump in place there. I've got little silly things like the correct cable ties for the wiring loom and that. We've been working on the gears mechanism as well, handbrake. The cables have been renewed. It's up on its max. It's on its max position at the moment, just to try and stretch the cables so that then we can readjust it to work. But that's all good there. What's less good is the brake system here. So I don't know if you remember, we were waiting for different pipes to arrive to go from the ABS units to the CS master cylinder. They arrived yesterday and we went to fit them, and when we took the pipe out of the ABS module, so this is the ABS module, it unwound some of the thread. It had corroded in there. I don't know if you can see in there, but that thread there is less than ideal, and when you tighten the pipe up in there, it just won't tighten up and then it leaks out. So we've taken the ABS module out. When we did that, it's exactly the same thing happened to another thread here. So this is going to have to go to the machine shop to be repaired, or an attempt to repair it. I do have a backup plan, because I don't know if you know, but these modules haven't been available for years, and they're very, very rare to have. So I've got a spare valve block here. So it comes in 3 parts. You've got the electrical part here, the ABS ECU, the valve block and the pump. I have a spare one of these, which we may be able to use. I've not tested it yet, but we can just put it in and test it if we need to. And then if it comes to it, I've got a spare whole unit as well. So we do have a backup there. So that's going to go to the machine shop tomorrow, and see where we can get that sorted out. In the meantime, we're just plugging through, trying to get it ready to road test. So I hope you are having a good day, and I'll catch up with you soon. Cheers. Razor, hope you're well. As you saw, the car's driving now. You saw me drive it onto this 4-post lift here. This is actually our alignment lift. I've just done a very rudimentary alignment just to get the wheels pointing in the right direction. Obviously, we don't have the roof in, so can't do a full CS alignment yet. But the car is ready to shake down and start road testing, which is a big moment for us. Unfortunately, there's 2 things that are going to hamper this. One, I'm going skiing tomorrow for a week. And the weather here is absolutely terrible. If we do get a break in the weather and the roads are dry, then Eddie will start the shakedown. We'll start with a quick, maybe 3 or 4 mile drive up the road, come back, put it on the lift, inspect, and then we just keep going out further and further and actually start putting some miles on this. And then once we're happy with shaking down most of the mechanical problems, then it's off to paint. And we can get this in Rosso Magma, I believe, the colour that you've chosen. So, yeah, really looking forward to that. Yeah, anyway, I hope you're having a good day, and I hope you have a good weekend. Any questions, give me a call. Cheers.
Good morning, Reza. I hope you're well. I know it's been a little while since we've given you an update, so I thought better do one for you. Sadly, we haven't been able to achieve much because the weather here is absolutely miserable. It's been miserable and raining here all week, so sadly we've not yet been able to get out and put a few miles on your car. Obviously with no roof, it's not ideal. But as soon as the weather clears, we'll get some miles on it, and we'll be ready for the next stage. Anyway, hope you have a good day, and speak to you soon.
Morning, Reza. I hope you're well. Apologies I didn't get back to you last night. I was out with my family. So, obviously you can see the car's not at Alex's being painted. I did want to wait to complete all the mechanical work, and we're waiting on this exhaust tailpipe here. The reason I wanted to complete the mechanical work is because the minimum amount that I have to do once it's painted, the better. It's much better for me to be doing no mechanical work and not being disturbing the paint. And I kept being promised that tailpipe. It was always a week away. The factory was saying, oh yeah, it'll be next week, or it's coming in 2 weeks. And then earlier this week, they told me it's not coming. So they've had a problem with the manufacturing of that. So I've decided next week, we're going to pull this car off this lift. All we need to do is strip the interior, get all the carpets and that out, because the inside needs to be painted black. And then it's going off to Alex to be painted. So I apologise for the delay on it, but I did have good reason for it. So yeah, really sorry about that. But we will get it progressed next week. Okay. I hope you're having a good day. You got any questions? Give me a call. Good morning, Reza. Hope you're well. Just want to provide you with this update. So Alex has got a space in his paint shop, and we're going to be transporting this on Monday. So today we're just going to spend a bit of time just getting it ready. So we'll remove this light panel. We don't have to worry about that. Take the plates off because Alex is not going to need those. Get the mirrors off. Inside we've already stripped the interior and got all the sound deadening out, so that we can get this blacked up properly as per CS. I'm going to get Alex, obviously we're going to go back to bare metal, which will necessitate removing the screen. I wonder whether you want to actually get a Challenge Stradale windscreen for this. They are available. In fact, I've got one here. You can't really see much in there, but the difference is it's thinner and lighter, and it has a different black piece in the middle here, specific for the Challenge Stradale. Yeah, let me know about that. We're going to take these headlights are going to be taken out. We'll get the badge off and that, and then I'm going to go with the car. So the car's going to go in a transporter. I'm going to go with the car. We're going to go very early on Monday morning, and I'm going to take my van, and I'll be taking the panels from the rear hatch, the roof panels, and all that sort of stuff, and the headlights that we're going to use. And I'm going to talk Alex through the job. I've prepared a document with some notes on it for Alex. I'm going to send that to you shortly after this video, if you could have a quick look at it for me and make sure I haven't missed anything. So yeah, next stage is nearly upon us, which is good. Okay, hope you're having a good day. Got any questions, give me a call. Thanks. So I forgot to talk about sort of the general mechanics and that. So in terms of what we need left is not very little. We're going to need a new fuel pump from here. Actually, one of your ECUs needs to be repaired as well, because that's went down and started clicking the throttle body, but I can do that very easily. And we're going to need to wait for this exhaust tailpipe. But mechanically, it's there, which is great. Okay, thanks. Good afternoon, Reza. Hope you're well. Just want to shoot this video. The main purpose is to talk about this badge, but just run through a few things first of all. Apologies for not being in touch. It's been absolutely crazy here. I've had lots of staff off, including myself, and a lot of correspondence has slipped. With regards to the paint update, I've got a call out to Alex. He's due to send me some pictures of the progress and some spray out cards that I'm going to send out to you with the colour sample on. He's been really busy sorting something else out for me, which is a last minute spray job on another manual CS that had to be ready for 2 days ago, last Saturday. His attention's been all over that at the moment, so apologies on that regard. With regards to the sticky plastics, there's loads of different people. I know in your thing you said about car plastics, which are very good. There's Sticky RX in America, which is excellent. There's people in Eastern Europe which are good as well. And there's also a guy in the UK called Roland Taylor, who we use just because it's local to the UK. Any of them are brilliant. They're all expensive. They're all pretty much about the same price. So really, it's a sort of personal choice. If you would like, I can give you the details of Roland, so you can actually get in touch with him if you'd like to. Anyway, main purpose of the video is to talk about this badge here. So what we've got is we have got somebody else's chassis number on it, unfortunately, which is to be expected. When you actually kind of sort of feel and measure, or try, I can't even measure, but feel the depth of this, there's actually quite a lot of engraving in there, so it's quite a bit of depth. So my original plan was, I was kind of hoping that we would just be able to mount this in the mill and sort of machine off the number and then re-engrave another number onto it. However, that's just going to look rubbish, because we'll end up with a sort of patch here which is of a different depth to this main surface here. So what my plan is, I need to find an engraver. If you know anybody that can actually engrave just custom fonts and that would be good. But essentially what we need to do is what I propose to do is we'll get a piece of maybe 1.5 mil thick polished stainless steel, little bit bigger than this, and we'll get it engraved with the Matricola NO and your chassis number there, as per this font. So we'll try and replicate that on another piece of stainless steel. And then what we can do is, with the badge, we can actually mill out the depth of the stainless steel from all of this area inside the red rectangle here. So we just take off the material here, and then with the piece of stainless which has got the correct number engraved on it, we can mill that so that it drops in there perfectly, and then we'll be able to glue it in, and hopefully we'll be able to get the edges of the new material right up to the edge of the red banding there, so you won't actually notice it. So that's the plan. I haven't got anybody that can engrave, especially custom engraving. So if you know anybody that can do that engraving on a piece of polished stainless, that'd be great. If you need the badge as a sample, I can get it over to you. But otherwise, I just need to find someone to do that. So that's the plan for that. Obviously, there is a risk that we might destroy the badge, but I think there's a few around on the used market. So it is a bit of a risk. We also need to make sure that, oh sorry, where that's gone, that we don't go too far down. So the thickness of this, whoops, is, I think it's, oh, we got it in focus, yeah, I think it's about 1.6 mil. So we probably want to go on to like 1 mil stainless to actually create a little recess in there, because if we go all the way through, we're going to lose this this fixing stud here. Okay, so yeah, hopefully that's okay. If you've got any questions, give me a shout. Okay, hi Reza, hope you're well. Just want to shoot this video about the seats, and then we'll move into my office to have a look at what we've got in terms of the rest of the interior. And the reason I haven't moved the seats yet is because we've simply unpacked them. So if I just pan out, you can see we've just dropped the box down and unscrewed them from the pallet at the back. We haven't moved them or anything like that. And the reason for the video is because weren't exactly the best package. There was no cover, there's no bubble wrap or anything on them. They are dirty. I mean, we've got all this debris on this. It'll come off, but there's dirt here and there on the seats. But the main thing is that we've got down here, we've got what looks like a big patch of glue on here. So this is the actual driver's seat, the left-hand seat. So that's the bit you're actually going to see. Oops, let's just try and refocus that. Yeah. So you can see that. So it's come in there. You've got that patch of glue or something on there. Round the back, we've got slight damage to the back. We could probably polish this out. Got damage here. This side's all right, but there's a lot of damage there. We've got damage here. Damage on here again, and down here we've got more glue on the seat, on the fabric down there as well. Okay, I'm going to send these up into my office up there, and in the next video you'll join me up there and we'll see the rest of the trim. Okay, so my office, before we go into this main bit, I just want to go around to the hallway here, because we've got the roll bar. So we've got the roll bar here. which I assume is trimmed up to your spec inside there. So we've got roll bar here, 2 seats downstairs. Just working from the back. Over here we have the radio box that goes into the dash, the subwoofer enclosure, and the passenger airbag. This is the rear panel that goes behind the seats. This is the glove box specific to the Spider. In here we've got some meshes, and we seem to have 4 meshes. 2 kind of what are regular Spider ones, which are these bigger ones here, and then 2 of these are, these must go on the door panel cards, yeah, sorry. And then we've got 2 of those that go on the door cards there, sorry. We've got the B-pillar trims, so right and left there. The panels behind the seats that go on the floor. Moving forward, we have the main centre console underneath here. We have the sort of lower centre console bit on for there. We've got the forward centre console here. Over here we've got 2 A-pillar trims. Those look like handles for the door cards, I think they are. In here we have fire extinguisher brackets or holders. This is the plate for the, that actually goes on this side. This is for the driver's plate behind the driver's side, behind the pedals there. Here we have 2 sills, side sills that have been trimmed with the extended leather bits on there. We have a lower dash, we have an upper dash, and then we have the bit that goes above your head on the front with the sun visors and that in. So what are we missing to complete the interior? Kick plate for the over the battery on the passenger side, although that's not trimmed in a CS. It is just a flat black plate, which we can sort out. And on airbag side wise, we haven't got, we've got the passenger airbag, we haven't got the driver's airbag. So that's it. But hopefully that is everything you're expecting. Okay, cheers.
Hi Aldous, we've started to get the Ferrari into bare metal. This side feels nice, real nice. In here, obviously we get down as far as we can with a DA, and then we end up having to do that by hand, like he's done in here. He's got it all, he's just got all these little bits to finish off and down here. But this side feels nice. This side here though, I mean, it feels quite lumpy across the top here. But apart from that, it's all good. As you can see down in here, he's bent. We've cleaned all that out. He's got all the metal out of there. And then all these rivets, plates down here, he's got all that done. There's a line down to here. It's still obviously got good in there. Down in the bag. We've left the screen for the minute. That'll be the next bit to do, so we can get up on this pillar. And then he's just worked his way round to the front. We've still got to straighten this frame out. But we've got most of this lot done. I thought I'd just give you a quick video just to see how far we got. Cheers, Aldous.
Afternoon, Razor. Hope you're well. We'll talk about this roof in a second. Just to show you the rack, so we've unboxed this. Although we will keep all the packaging, because as soon as the gate's here, then we'll get it off to that buyer for you. No problem at all, but this looks to be nicely in order. So yeah, that's that there. It looks almost new actually. It's got all the plating and that on it, so should be happy with that. The roof has come with the tray here and a couple of drain tubes, which is okay. The fabric is in good order on here. The seals look nice here as well, so there seems to be any issues. Oh yeah, as you just said, we've got the plastic 16M doofer here, so that's all good. And the pins look good, because sometimes these break off as well. So anyway, yeah, looking back here, so seals look good here. These often get chewed up through misalignment. So that looks all okay, as does the these pieces here, these can commonly crack, so they're okay. And this bit here, these sometimes crack across here. Same story on the other side. Seal is nice. Oh, let's try and get some focus on there. A bit of a contrast with the outside light there. But this seal's nice. No cracking in the frame here, and this is all good. All the actual mechanism itself looks good as far as we can see. All the flocking is nice as well. So it's a lightly used roof. Let's try and get that to refocus if we can. No, okay. Only issues I can see is that where it's been stored, this rear screen is warped, so it's like a wave. There's several waves in here, so I think you can see that. You might be able to warm that up and straighten it out when it's on the car. It has been replaced because this is not factory stitching. So this around here, it goes wider here than there, but so this has been replaced, and also it's missing the elastics here between these two tabs. So there should be some elastic here to help it fold there and there, and the same story over here. You can see it's missed. I don't know if you can refocus here. You can see where the stitching was for the elastic on that tab, and the same on this one here. But overall, I think it's good. Just want to catch up with the kind of carbon roll hoops. I don't have your roll hoop here, but I'm struggling to find someone to actually make the parts. But I have got an idea that we could get your roll hoop from your old roof, and we could have them skinned in carbon fibre. So skinning is where they lay carbon fibre on top of another part and then lacquer over it. And I have got a really good guy that skinned some replica CS mirrors for me. And I can show you those when this car comes in, not that in a couple of weeks' time. So we certainly have got an option there. I will try and keep trying to find someone that can actually make the actual 16M carbon fibre bits with the stitching underneath. But yeah, I'll have a bit more think about it. But maybe you can have a think as well if we actually just get the whole hoop skinned in carbon fibre. Okay, hope you're having a good afternoon. Any questions, give me a call. Cheers.
Good morning, Reza. I hope you're well. I'm very pleased to say your steering rack is here in front of us, and it's in exceptionally good condition. So one of the fail points on these racks is the pinion seal on the end here leaks, and we've actually pulled this rubber boot off, and all that's in there is the grease that should be in there. So there's no oil leaks. So it's in really nice condition, mega rare piece, and yeah, all good.
Good afternoon, Reza. I hope you're well. You join us in a workshop owned by this chap here, David, who's our fabricator. Initially, I asked him to see whether he could put a brushed finish on this shift gate, and both of us just assumed that it was aluminium, polished aluminium, and he said yes, no problem whatsoever. However, it transpires that this is actually steel and it's chrome plated. So before he went ahead and started to do a brushed finish on this chrome finish here, he got an old piece of chrome finish steel here and just started brushing here to see what would happen. And what has happened is that it's gone through to the copper plating underneath. So chrome is normally copper plated first, and then they have the chroming on top, and with just a little light brushing over the top, he's gone straight through to the copper underneath. So there's not that many options for this. So if we brush it, it's just going to end up looking rubbish and all like copper coloured and like that, which is no good whatsoever. I'll try and find out, but I might be able to send this to a chromers and have them chrome it in a satin finish. So it's possible to have chrome in a satin finish. What they'll do is strip all this off, put some sort of treatment on it, and then put a special type of chrome on, which is a satin finish. But
you'd satin polish it.
Oh right, okay.
And then re-chrome it.
Okay, so thanks, David.
Satin chrome off.
Chrome off, satin polish, and then re-chrome it, which will give you that sort of brushed finish. So I will see whether we can get that done and let you know. Okay, hope you're having a good day. Catch up with you soon. Cheers. Afternoon, Reza. Hope you're well. Got the spray up cards from the paint shop. So there's 4 different cards, 4 different levels of pearl and a way of applying it. Each one's numbered on the back. 1, to, and so on. I want to send these to you so you can have a look and see what you see. You need to get them in the daylight. In these artificial light, you cannot see at all. Let me know if you want to take want me to send a little bit of a trim as well, so you can put it next to it, so you can see the contrast there. And also, can you let me know where you want these sent? And finally, what's going to happen once you've picked one of these, we'll spray a little, it's like a little model car thing, so it's got like a compound curve shape on it. It's called a dome. And we'll spray it in this colour and then send it to you for final approval, so you can see how it changes over a compound curve and in the sunlight and that. So yeah, hopefully that's okay with you. So let me know address for this and whether you want a bit of your blue trim to go with it. Okay, I hope you're having a good afternoon. Catch up with you soon. Hi Reza, hope you're well. So popped into Alex's and then to see where we're going on and agree the kind of schedule and stuff. So overall the car is progressing. It's in epoxy primer at the moment. Most of the panel work's done. There's a bit of blocking and stuff down to do on this rear quarter here. The doors are going to require a little bit of work as well. Bonnet's okay. This is still outstanding, this little frame repair down here, and the floor repair where it's been damaged up on the bottom there. That still needs to be done, but I have agreed with Alex that we are going to have this back at the end of February, and then we'll be building this February to March. I've given him the colour that you've chosen, so we're going to get it coloured in that colour. And one thing that myself and Alex are going to do together is to agree all the blacking, so all the areas that are going to be blacked and what the black finishes are. I'm going to send you a couple of spray out cards for different black finishes, and we can decide what black finish we're going to use and where, specifically inside the floor pan here and inside stuff like down here and on the sort of windscreen and stuff like that. So things are progressing, and it's looking good. So yeah, end of Feb, we'll have this back and it'll be all coloured up and ready to go, and then we'll just need to build this back up. So yeah, hope you're having a good day. Any questions, give me a shout. Cheers.
Morning, Aldous. So I've just come in. The car was painted last night. I had to leave early, so the guys finished it off, and then he's just given it a bake in the morning. But I think it's come out really well, actually. Really good lines on the car. He's done exactly what we said on the sprout cards to get that obviously finish you want. That you can see that it's given a nice reflection on the lines. It's still going to need obviously sanding down and machine polishing, so there is a few little bits of dirt in there which will nib out, but as you can see through the lines, it's gone on really well. He's covered absolutely everywhere. Although we've got to put black in there and then black down here, he's still covered in there. A lot of masking out because he's gone in there and rolled rolled arches. He's got all on this face in here, and then obviously we're going to have to black all this in here afterwards. We've not skimped anywhere, made sure that although there's a panel here, we've still got a good coat of paint in there, all in there. There's a great coat of paint. It's come out lovely. It looks lovely in there. And then to get there in the vent, he's had to mask out all in there, and we've had to come up on the inside to paint up there. And that is so we can get paint on this top edge. So as I'm feeling now, that's got a good coat of paint on it all in there. Yeah, it's come out quite well. You can see the reflections. It looks straight. I mean, there's only a couple of specks of dirt. You can't really see much in there. There's the odd one or two. All on the inside edges. Same down this edge. This was the wing that had, I think this was the top half here that needed the filler. This was the one that that was all dented. The other wing was quite good, but this one, so my man's blocked it and he's got that bob on, really flat there, really nice. Again, down the side here, great reflection along the top. And similar in here, he's had to mask under here, just so we can get this top edge. All in here, we've had to fill all up here because there's join lines and ripples all in there. So just to make sure that when the light is on there, it's nice and straight. Completely painted the whole seal. Normally they're only painted up to about here, in here, and this is just sort of bare, but we've made sure we've put a really good coat of paint on there. Just give it an extra bit of protection, I guess. Getting in there. We've got down the back here, we've done the sealer in here. We've got all in the back of this edge around here as well. Although it's going to be blacked, make sure that we've got it all on this edge here. Especially down here as well, this is where it was joined. So if you can see in the light, it's come out really, really well. So we've got the doors ready, we've got the bonnet ready, the tailgate is all holes drilled and welded up. That just needs some filler on the top. The side skirts are ready. Just got to sort the bumpers out. They're going to take a little bit more sorting out on the edges, but they're pretty much there as well. So we'll have this out today, let it rest. We won't be polishing this until, I would say, what are we on now, Wednesday, probably Monday now, just to make sure it's properly gone off. But we'll get the panels in and I'll send another video over this week. All right, Aldous, take care, mate, and I'll speak to you soon.
Okay, got this car here, it's 360 Spider. I know that this is factory paint. The guy, it's one owner from new. I've known the guy since he had it nearly new. I've been looking after it for all that time. So just to quick confirm, we've got body colour on the upright like my 430 here, matte black inside here, mask line in the corner, down here it's matte black inside here. The mask line I can feel is on the edge of the fold here. No blacking inside the door here. This is all body coloured. Shuts all body coloured here. Down here with blacks inside here. This is a slightly more textured black. In here it's hard to see, but I can feel that the mask line is on the edge of the fold, on the end of the fold there. The same as up here. And then round the back, we have no blacking on this panel at all. So this is body coloured all the way along here. So this is how I propose that we do the red car, like so. Okay, let me know if you need any more detail from this car. Okay, so this is the detail for the front boot. This is actually my F430, but this is 100% original paint. I've had this car for decades, and well, not quite decades, but well over a decade, and I know it hasn't been painted. Right, so the black goes to the edge here. So this is body colour and this is black. The black is actually a smooth, it's a bit dirty up there, but it's actually a smooth finish all around here. So the so you can see here the black runs up to the to this bottom edge here. All of this is body coloured. Come around here, it must be the same. Body coloured here, black on here, so the edge is actually inside here, and it's a smooth finish as well. Okay. Hi Reza, hope you're well. I'm here at Alex's, come to look at your car, and I am very, very pleased. They are behind, typical paint shop, but colours on, blacks on. It's really all about the final kind of flattening and polishing. The red looks, I'll just go over to this panel here, looks absolutely sensational. You can see my reflection in the panel here. The metallic, you won't be able to see it in the video. Metallic is so tight, the flake inside here, but it's looks absolutely amazing. So the black's in, so we've got the we've pulled all the wiring loom out. We've got all the black inside here, down in the front as well. This is looking nice. We've got all this done properly as it should be. So that's all good. Just whiz round here. Your sills or your bonnets here. This hasn't even been flatted out yet, but it's as the gun finish, and it still looks very, very good. Side skirts over here, tonneau cover. This is midway through being flattered and polished. I saw this before. It ended up like this one with the gun finish, and it looks absolutely lovely. And the guys are going through many stages of flatting from 1,000 all the way through to 6,000, I think, or something. They're going to go to get it really, really nice. There's a couple of bits which haven't been painted yet, which are just being repaired. So your doors are here, blacked and fitted up. So you can see this is the inside of here. This has all been blacked up here. So this is your front bumper over here. This has got a few roof bits that are just being repaired, ready for paint, but they'll be done next week. So yeah, we're very, very close. There's another car in a very similar colour to yours. So yeah, very, very happy. I know we're a little bit behind, but it's getting there, and we're close. Oh, you've got your holes for your badge. They've been drilled in there. All the grills and that are out from here as it should be. So yeah, very, very happy. It's going to look absolutely sensational with the blue interior in there. Okay, so yeah, that's where we are. Let me know if you need any more info, or yeah, got any questions, just give me a call. We'll try and get the flake up with the torch. You can see, but it's very difficult to capture on the camera. But there you go, you can see the flake in it there. It's absolutely lovely. Good evening, Reza. Hope you're well. Just a quick video to ask you about your headlights. So, car is progressing at the body shop. They are close. As soon as I want to try and send somebody up there to go and inspect it and give me a report on the paintwork later this week or early next week. The headlights have been painted, and I'll send you some pictures from Alex at the body shop. Anyway, your headlights have been painted, and the lenses have been refurbished and bonded back on. Now, the question is, would you be interested in having some upgraded LED headlights like this car here? So if I just turn them on, what the headlight guy does is to put modern LED headlights in. So I don't know whether you can see the beam pattern over here, but they're actually, if I come out of it, they're proper LED lights from
So there you go, all this, we've just got the doors on. And obviously now the sun's out, we can see what it looks like. We've still got to go over on the final polish. Redone all the sealer down this line here. We've come down the front along here and back up along this line as well. It does look very good out in the sun. I don't think it will look that good in the photo. It looks much better in person. We've still got to polish the doors, so we're going to take them back off, give them a good polish, sort them out. We have done quite a bit of the blacking as well on the bumper, so now we've got the black, as you can see down there. And on the top there is all done. Top of the tag up, as you can see, we've still got a black. All this bit in here, make the line around there, but and polish the top half. We've just sort of lightly gone over it, but we need to polish it. It is a lovely colour. Right, we'll get the side skirt sorted and the front bumper on, and then I'll give you another shout. See when you're ready to come up and have a look and see what you think. All right, Aldous, take care, buddy.
Aldous, hello. Little update on the Ferrari. All polishing has been completed. Swirls have been removed and clarity is back. The metallic is absolutely popping. Colour is looking phenomenal. And she is ready for PPF. Paintwork is really stunning on the car. And has come up. It wasn't bad in the first place, but just needed a little bit of refining, I think. But yeah. Stunning.
Hi again, Reza. Just quickly talking about kind of completion dates for this beautiful car. Obviously, there's a little bit to do left in preparation before we can start the build. So as you see, I'm just taking the rack off now. Your wheels are off in bits and pieces. It's going to be a couple of stages onward before we'll kind of know what the approximate completion date is going to be. Obviously, we're working to a very big list of parts. So this is your what's called a bill of materials here. So this is everything that we have for your car, your new parts you supplied and so on. And also be working from a whiteboard. And what we're going to do is break it down to bite-sized chunks. So the first thing we're doing is preparing the car to get it ready for the build. That's going to take the next couple of days. And then it's going to be kind of a couple of weeks before we're going to kind of know where we're going to be with everything. So we'll make sure we've got everything to complete the roof. So the old roof's over there on the pallet. Obviously, we've got a roof to assemble and get working and everything. Also, this frame here is coming, this silver frame's coming back out because we're not happy with the colour. It's a bit dull. So we're going to just have that painted so it matches. So there are a couple of small things we need to attend to before we can start properly on the build. But as I say, as soon as we can give you some kind of indication on completion date, we certainly will do. Okay, hope you're having a good day. I'll speak to you soon. Good afternoon, Reza. I hope you're well. Just thought I'd shoot this video update so you see what we've been up to today. So first of all, you can see the steering rack down here. This is your old one, and we've got the new Scuderia rack in the car. Actually checked it lock to lock to make sure you did get what you paid for, and this is a full turn less than the standard rack. So yeah, that's exactly what it is. So that's all plumbed in, and we've run the engine up earlier on and bled the system, checked it for leaks. So we had the ends off, the rubber gaiters off to check there's no internal leaks either, and it's all good. So very happy with that. We managed to pull out the rest of the wiring. So this lot here, all this spaghetti here, was all the extra wiring for this sound system. So that's all been removed now. Obviously it's in your crate ready for you to have back. Round the back you'll see we've stripped off this rear frame, and there is a very good reason for that. It just looks so tatty, in all honesty. The paint's all gone really flat. It's like a flat grey, and there's all little marks and scratches in it. And being that the engine bay is all new, practically everything in there is either new or reconditioned, it seems silly to have this looking so bad. So that's all been stripped off. We've taken all the badges and clips and everything off, and that's going to be refinished in the correct silver over at our body shop. It's only a small job, so we'll get that back quite quickly, but it also gives us a chance to give everything in the engine bay a good clean up. So obviously it's got quite dusty from when it was at the body shop for the paint. Also, while we're here and the roof is out, it's a great opportunity to change these fuel pumps. So we've got your new fuel pumps that you supplied here, and that's going to be the next job. Okay, so that's where we are. Good afternoon, Reza. Just thought we'd give you an update. It's the end of the week. So lots of small jobs been done today. So I went round and did another brake bleed. Now it's settled a bit, so we've been round, flushed all the brake fluid through again once more, and also on the clutch. So brake side has all been together. Fuel pumps have been replaced. There's a very, very small minor leak from one of the power steering hoses, which I've attended to now, and that's all good. And we've just started to clean up this engine bay again now to bring it back to its former beautiful glory. So yeah, all going well. As I say, no major leaps forward today. It's been a case of doing lots of small mechanical jobs so we can tick them off the list as we've been going through. Okay, well, I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll send you another video early next week. Thanks. Good afternoon, Reza. Hope you're well. Just thought to shoot you this quick update video so you can see where we are. So exhausters have all had a final fit. Tailpipes all on, proper tailpipes. Covers are all on, and it's all lined up where it should be. Over on this side, as you can see, we've got your oil cooler out, and that's because it was looking a bit tatty. So I've refinished this all in satin black, so when you look down the vent it doesn't look all tatty inside, and repainted the cover as well. And that's just generally what we've been doing. We've been refinishing lots of the brackets today to make them all nice, even though it's covered up by the engine bay. They're a bit tatty, so we're just doing as much as we can to get this to be a real perfect car. We'll be fitting grills on your bumper. Your lower grills are in down here, the new ones that you supplied. We didn't get any uppers, so I have ordered a pair because the other two were really ratty. They weren't in nice condition at all, and they're really cheap. They're like 27 quid or something. So I've ordered a pair for the top here because it would actually be cheaper than powder coating your originals, fitting new ones. So they're on their way to us. So yeah, that's where we are with everything really. Been cleaning up everything under here so it all looks nice and shiny. We've got all the dust off on all four corners of the car, so it's all like brand new again. And yeah, things are progressing nicely. Hope you have a good evening. Good afternoon, Reza. Hope you're well. Just give you a little bit of an update during the course of the afternoon. So everything's all been cleaned out in here now, and all the dust that was left over in the engine bay and stuff is all gone. It's all looking lovely. Main reason for the video is just to show you what's going on over here. So we've got your old roof. It's screwed to this pallet and a stand at the moment so we can work on it. And we've just started stripping it out. So the tray's off here now. We're going to put your new one that's just lying down there at the moment and start assembling your roof. So it's all going to come apart. We're going to take this roof section off. Then we're going to put your new frame with your new lovely hoops in and start reassembling it. Okay, so that's where we are. Hi again, Reza. Just need to shoot you a quick, brief update regarding this roof again. So we've stripped it all down. This is actually your new piece that you supplied with the reupholstered roll bar here. And this is your old one here. I just want to show you these bits here. So these are the brackets that hold the rest of the roof frame on, what's called the kinematic section. It's the bit that operates the rams. So if we have a look down here at your kinematic sections, so these are the ones we took off the old frame. As you can see, it's really thin here and really thick here. That's because during the production cycle of the car, they did a few kind of alterations to the frame. So this frame is off a later car, than your car, which means there are a few differences. The key one being this bracket here is incorrect and in the wrong position compared to your old one. So we're kind of working out the best approach to this. It's not a problem. We will sort it out, but it's just to make you aware that it might take us a little time to reach the correct solution, so that we're happy with everything on the roof. So in the meantime, we've got plenty of other stuff to do on your car. It's not like we're going to stop. However, we're going to have to stop on the roof at the moment and take a breath and work out the best way to get around this issue. But as I say, don't panic. We will get around it. But at the moment, we need to kind of draw breath and decide the best approach to this repair. Okay, hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll speak soon.
Hi Reza, hope you're well. I just want to catch up with you on this problem here with the difference in the roll hoop fittings for the roof. Ed will catch up with you later on some progress that's been going on the car. So there are two options here. The first one is the simple option, is we can simply cut these brackets off of here and weld them onto here. Obviously cut this piece off as well and weld them onto here. Pretty straightforward, no issues in that at all. We just need to measure it up, grind that off and weld it on, nice and easy. However, that does make something a bit more difficult on the car. So this early roof here has got this stay here, and this is the tray for it where the roof goes into, and you'll see that there aren't any cutouts for the fuel pumps or to access the front frame bolts, and it's the front frame bolts that are going to be the issue here. So up here you've got these bolt holes for the engine frame. Yours is away at the paint shop, just being refinished nicely here. And the engine frame has to come out for quite a few operations. You know, anything you need to get down to the top of the engine here to replace these gaskets, you need to get to the gearbox mount or anything like that, we take the frame out. Now on the early cars, if you want to get the frame out, you have to take the roof out. And if we put your new tray in, which has got the cutouts, so this has got the holes for the fuel pump. In fact, this is a fuel pump cover here. It's got the holes for it, but this gets in the way of the frame bolts. So this would stop us, or would stop you, if in the future, if you need to do some maintenance and get the frame out, you'd have to remove the roof. This is in a slightly different place. You can see that it's kicked over and the frame bolts sit inside this recess here, whereas your one here just goes straight out from there. I'm going to send you a couple of links. I think I found the equivalent of these parts on eBay. They're not cheap, but I'll send you a link to those, and then maybe you can just let me know, or give me a call and we can talk it through, whether you want us to go ahead with these putting onto here, and then future maintenance operations are going to be tricky, or if you want us to find or buy these bits for the newer version that bolts up onto here. Okay, cheers.
Hi Reza, just thought I'd shoot you this quick video, seeing as it's close of play today. Just thought I'd let you know what else we've been up to while we're waiting to sort out what's going on with this roof. Been doing some other bits and pieces on the roof, so there's a few other components we've been swapping over to this new frame, which is going to be used regardless. So the motor and stuff, things have been cleaned up, repainted all the various bits, brackets and bits and pieces that have been fitted over from the old one. Over to the car, we stripped down the pedal box and also that new accelerator pedal unit that you supplied us, and we've got the pedal here and the two other pedals out of the car. They're going to be going over to our machine shop to be drilled out, and then they're going to go over to soda blasting, and we're going to soda blast all three so they all match, they all have the same finish, and then they're going to be reassembled back into the car. Also had my assistant today spending a couple of hours up under the dash getting rid of any leftover dust that might be there, left over from the painting. And so yeah, that's all spick and span now, nice and shiny. So that's where we are with everything. I hope you're having a good day, and catch up with you soon. Good morning, Reza, hope you're well. I wanted to shoot this video to talk to you a bit more in-depthly about this roof mechanism. So in light of the recent discovery of the frame issue we have, which we're still working on finding some the correct solution for, we do have some additional problems. So way back when, we kind of hoped that we were going to be getting a complete roof, because your old one was so sort of damaged and bits misses and stuff. But we are where we are with it, and I've compiled a list of broken and damaged and missing components from the original roof that we need to get hold of. So I just wanted to sort of demonstrate the kind of thing we're up against. So this mechanism here is the device that opens and shuts the small flaps. Now, it wasn't working when the car came in, And I've just gone to trying to reassemble all this and work out what's going on and see what's missing. Now this unit here, I'll just bring it over to the bench so it makes a little bit more sense. So this unit here has an ear on it like this, and that's attached to this spindle, which is driven by this cable and a motor. And what that does is push the flap open and shut. And this piece of plastic here is actually missing off of this unit here. And that's basically quite a big issue, because that part is not available separately. You have to buy the whole frame, which in itself isn't great because they're £900, but also they're not available. This was the original flap off of this side. You can see someone's tried to kind of bodge it up to get it to work, and it wasn't working when it came in, sadly. So that in addition to the other parts that are missing or damaged, has kind of prompted me to make you this video. So I've written here a list of parts that we require, some of which aren't available and some are quite pricey. So what I thought I'd do is I'll shoot you this so you can, I'll hover over this list so you can pause at your leisure, and perhaps maybe you could get hold of some of, I know you've got quite a few contacts in the trade where you've got all these rare parts from, and maybe you could try and approach some of these guys to see if you can get hold of some of this stuff for us. If not, let us know and we'll carry on and try and sort of fight our way around it. But just need you to be aware of the situation. Hopefully see if you had any ideas on perhaps getting some of these parts from your end, as it may be a bit cheaper. Okay, hope you're having a good day. Look forward to speaking with you soon. Thank you. Good afternoon, Reza. Just thought I'd shoot you this kind of close of play video to show you what we've been up to today, and talk about a few other bits and pieces. So first of all, thank you for kindly chasing up those parts for the roof. That will really make a big difference, because that will be a real major milestone to get this all built up and into the car. And then we can start sort of setting windows and bits and pieces like that. Doesn't mean we haven't been doing anything today. Lots of rubber rejuvenation on all the little triangles. We've had all the window runners out, chiseled all the old grease off and redone all those. So it's sort of 20-year-old rock hard grease on those. We've got those all out. Battery tray bracket, refinished that. I had tape all over it from where it had that crazy ice install. One thing I did want to talk to you about briefly. So if we just have a look at the stalks here, they'd actually put this brown leather over the top here, but they've actually cut away the original part of the stalk. Now these are extremely hard to find, these stalks, in good order anyway. So I'm not quite sure what you want to do about that. Perhaps if you want to have a look around, see if you can find some. If not, we're going to have to think of some other solution for that. So yeah, basically that's where we are with everything. We'll speak early next week, and once again, thanks for sorting those roof parts out. I look forward to receiving those so we can crack on with things. Okay, have a great weekend. Hi Reza, just thought I'd shoot you this update video. So obviously, as we've just mentioned on the chat, the parts have arrived for your roof. So the first thing I wanted to do is try these brackets out, which are the main kind of frame and the first kind of issue we encountered with the roof. So here's your new piece, and then here are the new parts that you supplied. So these lateral pieces of the frame here with the hinges on. Here's your old ones, left and right. And I just want to point something out to you. So first of all, let's look here on this left-hand side of the frame. You can see these two bars running parallel, and this piece on the top, that's actually for the tonneau lid. That's what that hinge does. So if you look at that side, and I move over to this side, you can see that this arm is bent, and that is poking up in the air. It's not flat like that one. So this piece has come through damaged. I suspect it's come off a crash damaged car. So first thing to note is that isn't going to stop us doing what we need to do, because I can salvage the parts off of your old bracket and put them here, so that'll all function okay. But I just thought I should point it out to you that so that you can perhaps get some kind of refund on it because it's a damaged part. Okay, that's where we are. I shall shoot you a further update later on this afternoon once we've got a bit further into all of this. Hi Reza, I hope you're well. Shall give you a bit of a update on where we are with everything. Been fitting lots of odds and sorts of bits and pieces on your car. So around the back we've got your lovely CS grille and lights and new badge together with the scudding Swiss pieces. We've also fitted the scudding Swiss relay for the indicators and the all upgraded suspension ECU. But more importantly, we've been making some real progress on this roof. So now we've got a complete frame with your new roof bucket is in place. It's all the hydraulics all in place on the corners here. And we're really starting to make some headway. The only other thing we did come across was there was an issue with this drain tube here. So they have these drain tubes so that when the water collects in this bucket, it runs down through this tube and out under the car. And the one was missing this side, so I've actually made you one and bonded that in with this stuff called plexus, which is a really strong 2-part epoxy resin, and that should stop the issue. So next thing we're going to be doing is loading the new roof material section in, and then we're going to start building up this piece, which is the bit that controls all the flaps and stuff, which is now possible now you've been so good to sort out those parts so we can carry on with it. Okay, so that's where we are. I hope you're having a good day and we'll catch up soon. Good morning, Reza. Hope you're well. Just wanted to talk to you briefly about one of the other sort of side projects we've got going on over here. So this is your centre console. We've made an inlay. I mean, it's not going to look like this. It's going to be coloured black. But we've made this inlay here for your start button and your repositioned switches. So hopefully you're okay with that. Obviously it will look a lot better once it's blacked. And alternatively, you can also have it the other way if you wanted. You can have the window switches here and the start button here. So perhaps you could let me know what way you'd like that. And the reason I've had this made this panel now to replace the ashtray so that we can get these sent away to be refurbished. Other question to you is this: would you like me to fit a USB socket on the end here so you can charge your phone bits and pieces? So just let us know on that and I'll get one ordered up. Thanks. Hi again, Reza. Just a quick note regarding this, going back to this trim again. So here I've got one of your old dash vents. Now obviously the CS style ones are entirely different. They've got the round horse in the middle and everything. They're entirely different. They're like the Scud ones. They're no longer available at the factory. However, our dealer has let us know, where we get our parts from, that the Japanese dealer has these in stock. They have 9 in stock. So I don't know if you wanted to get a full set of genuine, original, correct vents for your car while they can. These are the last ones that are available. There aren't any anywhere. I'm going to send you a photograph. It's a screenshot of an email address that's the Japanese dealer. And perhaps if you'd like to contact them, you can actually bag yourself the last set of available factory vents for your dash. Okay, hope you're having a good day. Hi Reza, so yes, we've got all your switch gear together. In answer to your question, we haven't sent them yet. The reason is twofold. So firstly, this panel here has got a tag missing off it, and we're unable to save your very top dash vents, the ones that clear the windscreen. So we've got those on order and we're waiting for them to come so we can send everything off together, because obviously we want this and your new dash vents. Even though they're new, we want them refinished with the same material as all of these switches and your steering column shrouds, so everything matches, because otherwise you might have a difference in finish which will look really odd and out of place. So in answer to your question, we are ready to send it away, apart from just waiting for these 2 parts to arrive. Okay, hope you're having a good day, and I'll get back to you on your other question regarding fitting the Scud trim in the front. I'll do a bit of digging around and find out if that's possible. I'll let you know. Cheers. Good afternoon, Reza. Hope you're well. Just thought I'd shoot you this video as it's coming towards close of play for the week. As you can see, the back is largely built up now with the frame in, all built up there, so that's all good. We've actually, I've redone all these little small harnesses that connect to the lights from the car, because all the rubber boots had perished So I've got new rubber boots, and I've changed all those and redone all the wiring, so it all looks nice and neat in there. We've got your repainted oil coolers all fitted back in the car there, and the intake duct tracked this side, also painted inside of that. So let's just get that out of the way, so it all looks nice and new in there as well. So all coming up nicely now, getting a fair way into it. I wanted to get this bit all done so the car can run again, so I can run it up for a little while. Now we've done the fuel pumps and stuff, and then I'm going to be recommencing with the roof. I've had some of the last bits arrived today, a couple of cables that actually operate those flaps, because one of yours was knackered, so I've bought a new pair of cables for that as well. Okay, so that's where we are with everything. I hope you have a good weekend, and we'll catch up early next week. Thanks. Good afternoon, Reza. Hope you're well. Just thought we'd shoot you this update so you can see what we have been up to today. Mainly been messing around with the roof. Building up these carriages, getting them fitted. This is the other carriage, so this is a bit you got for us that has now got the piece that was missing. So now you can see in place that's what the job that does. It actually lifts this flap. Normally there'd be a cable in here, but we use this kind of cranking handle thing to set the flap up before we put this onto the main structure. That way we know that everything's working. We can check the micro switches are working. Obviously we've fitted the micro switches on, and that is your flap in position. It's not lined up yet because I've still got a little bit of setting up to do, but yeah, that's what we've been doing on there. Over here you can see the roof itself is just lying in its basket. Did present us with another problem though, just when we thought we'd done with all of the problems. So basically, because these are all different generations of roofs, these dowel pins didn't line up, so we were unable to fit the dowel pins. So I'm actually having some spacers made that go in these holes, and they will line this frame up, and that's the job of these pins. So replacing the pins with these dowels, and it's actually a much stronger, better mechanical fix for it anyway. So yeah, that's where we are. Lots of roofing and messing about doing that. As you can see, your instrument cluster is just lying in there. I haven't built it up yet, but what I have been doing is running the car up, so I wanted to check all the gauges and stuff like that. Okay, so that's where we are. Hope you're having a good day. Speak to you soon. Good morning, Reza. Hope you're well. I just wanted to shoot you this video regarding this portion of the roof, and it's the bit I was talking to you about yesterday, where we've been bolting in these carriages that control the flaps. Now we've got them all in place, and this morning I wanted to start setting up the flaps, and I've noticed a bit of an issue. So here are the flaps. Now, these are nice. These are the new replacement ones. These are actually aluminium as opposed to plastic, so they don't break. They're really, really good. So obviously we've got these, and when we go to line it up, you'll see, put the wrong side, you will see that it doesn't line up with this back piece here. So you've got a gap here and here, and you can't get rid of that gap. And the problem stems from this piece here. So when we stripped the car down, this piece was actually broken, as was this. So Alex repaired it as best as he could. So we've got about 3 repairs on this, but unfortunately it hasn't really worked properly, because what's happened is the gap here and the gap here is wrong. And what that means is that puts the position of these flaps in the wrong place. So if we built this all up, it just wouldn't look right. And I'm not sure how long it would last, being that already one of the repairs is beginning to have a crack, because unfortunately this is a big stressed piece, so it kind of twists about as the roof opens and shuts. So my question to you is, would you like me to continue working with this and trying to get this to work? Personal opinion, I don't think it's going to last 5 minutes and it's going to start looking awful. Or would you like us to try and get some used parts to replace these 2 sections, which would eliminate this problem, and it would mean everything would fit properly? We did have a look into new, and first of all, we're not sure if they're even available, and secondly, they're an absolute fortune. So that's those 2 parts here. These are the 2 part numbers, just for your reference. But yeah, that's where we are with that. So my question really is to you, Reza, do you want me to continue trying to get this one to work, and in my professional opinion, I don't think it will properly. Or do you want us to start looking for some used ones, or would you like to look for some used ones? Whichever way, we need to get around this problem so we can get this roof finally finished off. Okay, hope you're having a good day. Any questions, feel free to drop them onto the chat. Thanks. Hi Reza, thanks for replying. Sorry I didn't see it earlier. I'm glad we've got those parts sorted out. In short, what we'll do is get those straight over to Alex to have them painted, and then that will be the end of that. We can finally draw a line under this roof. The other issue I mentioned to you yesterday about getting these dowels, they are being made as we speak, so they'll be with us today. And that bit can be bolted up, so now we're back on track with that, so that's good. You see your front bumpers off. We're just about to fit your headlights, your modified headlights, so that's the first one's over here. Just fitted the new rubber strip to it, and that'll be ready to go in. Okay, so in other news, we're just finally getting the last bits together to send away for the plastic to be redone, the interior plastics. So they include your new vents, so that everything matches, and the upper lower shrouds, 10 switches, the control unit for the rear windows, and the last piece of the puzzle that we were waiting for was the bit that holds those switches in, the bit I showed you the other day where the tag was broken. That's arrived this morning. So all we needed to do is get the heater control panel out of your old lower dash to send that away so the switches could be done there. As you can see, for a start, it's been glued in when they've made this kind of double-din dashboard arrangement. Secondly, this thing here is supposed to click, and it doesn't do anything. So there's no, and putting a meter on the back of it, there's no kind of movement. When you move this knob, it doesn't change anything from the output. This knob here is cracked and they are unavailable. So I think we're going to have to look for a used heater control unit, because, I mean, to even get it out, there's no tags on it left anymore. They've just glued the thing in place. This doesn't work, and this is cracked. So I don't know if you want to look for a used one or whatever, but we need to get that so that we can send everything away at once and get everything so it all matches plastic wise. So I know we've had a few sort of hiccups along the way, but we are going in the right direction, and now you've sourced those last two pieces. I'll get those over to Alex and get that sorted out. Okay, hope you're having a good day. Look forward to hearing from you. Hi Reza, just wanted to catch up with you briefly on your front bumper. So I've got the front bumper off because I've been fitting these lovely headlights that have come out really, really well. So they're all on with the new seals and everything, so that's all good there. Basically, I want to fit the new CS grills to the bumpers before I refit it. And my question to you is, did you order the two frames that secure this mesh to the bumper? Because I've looked through your parts list and upstairs and can't see them, and I just wanted to confirm that I'm not just not missing something, and you have indeed bought them. But as far as I can see, I don't have these grills. It's not a problem, get hold of them, but I just wanted to check with you first. In other news, your pedals have come back, so they look great. They've all been, so this is your CS throttle pedal, and these are your other two pedals now. They've all been drilled, and the blanks have also been made to replicate the throttle. So if you remember originally, so this is an old pedal from a manual conversion we did. Remember, it had these dimples on the edge. These have all been taken off and it all matches. So next stage for these are going off to be solder blasted so they all match. In other news, your front screen has arrived. I don't know if you can see that big box over there in the corner of the workshop. So that's your front screen. So we're going to get that fitted shortly, and then I can start fitting the interior up. Now, I've got until I get the dash vents back from the plastics people, I can't fit the dash, so because that needs to go on the dash first. So even without your new heater control panel, we've got everything sent away today, so that we can get that done and I can start getting the interior back together. Okay, so that's where we are with everything. Hope that's all okay, and if you just get back to us and let us know what's going on with these grill mountings, the frames for them, because as I say, don't seem to have them here and I can't see them on the list. So if you could just confirm that that would be great. Thank you. Hi Reza, just thought I'd show you your new lights in action so you can see quite how bright they are. They're really effective. So really happy with them. Likewise on the rear, your scudding Swiss lights as well. Very bright indeed. So yeah, all happy with the lights. Good afternoon Reza, hope you're well. Just thought I'd give you a brief update as to where we are today. So today's been mainly about electrical jobs. So as you can see, I commissioned your lights earlier on today. It's also a bit of a big moment today because your first piece of your new trim went in, and there it is. Really looks great in there. So we've got the console just lying on it loosely. There is another piece that goes in between these two, but I'm just kind of doing a dry fit because these aftermarket parts very often require a little bit of fettling before they fit properly. So I wanted to get this in just to see where we are, and sure enough this hole here doesn't quite line up, so I'm just going to have to sort that out a little bit. So other electrical work that's been done, we've moved all the rewirings done for your window switches to be here. I've labelled all the aftermarket wiring that I've put into your car, so it'll be easier subsequently for any other garage if they have to work on this car. They'll be able to find what everything does. There's your start switch, that's all working now. I've wired up a new relay under the dash for that. Obviously again, everything's labelled, everything's on plugs, so it's nice and easy for future people to work on it. So yeah, that's where we are with it. I'll be continuing again with this on Monday morning, and so no doubt I'll get you an update Monday afternoon. Okay, hope you have a great weekend. Speak to you soon. Good morning Reza, hope you're well. So last night this big box arrived to us, and I've unpackaged them this morning, and yeah, these are the correct parts for the roof. Happy to say there's no kind of damage on them anywhere. So I'm just going to run the camera across so you can see exactly what we've bought. So this is kind of the danger area here. This is where they crack. That's where yours have been repaired a few times previously. But this, it's all intact. All the tags are on it. Nothing's broken. So that's all good. Likewise for this panel. So it's all in good order here. Turn it over. Again, no cracks or anything, and no signs, more importantly, no signs of previous repairs. I mean, there's a little bit of crazing around here, but that's nothing at all. It's just where someone's over tightened something, but on the other side, there's no damage. So these are all good. So I'm going to rebox these in the box it came in, and we're going to get those over to Alex on Monday. Okay, hope you're having a great weekend. I'll speak to you soon. Hi Reza, yes we have your parts. Just open this one up to have a look here. So there's that. Those are the two boxes you were talking of. So yeah, we've got a whole storeroom here that's just dedicated to your parts. So we keep everything nice and safe. So yeah, everything's all here. I'm going to check the fire extinguisher and I'll get back to you. Good morning Reza, hope you're well. Apologies for the lack of updates. It's just been crazy busy, manic here. So still been working on your car obviously every day. So these are your pedals. They've come back and they look absolutely brilliant. Really look good. So what I'm going to be doing this morning is reassembling your the pedal that you supplied, putting that back together, and then that can go back in the car, and then the ECUs can go back in. And I had to take out to get the shaft out to get these out. Also today I'm going to be making up a new panel. Ordered another sheet of aluminium. Just wasn't happy with the other one. The positioning of the switches weren't quite right, so I'm making a new one up today, and I'll send you a few pics of that later. New switches also going in today. So and then I'm really going to start piling on with the interior. So we should be making some real headway with that over the next few days. Okay, hope you're having a good day. Look forward to chatting with you soon. Cheers. Good afternoon, Reza. Hope you're well. Just thought I'd shoot you this update soon as we're getting towards the end of the week, and kind of give you a bit of an overview of what's been going on. So I managed to get quite a bit done today. So firstly, the little spacers that we had to have made to fit one piece of the roof to the other that I told you about. to make them compatible. The engineer dropped them off for me today, so I was able to start securing that together. In other news, we've managed to get all your nice shiny new pedals in and hooked up. They look absolutely fabulous in there. As you can see, we've got some more trims in, so I'll run the wiring in today for the subwoofer box as well. So the speaker wires are all run under there, which meant I was able to properly mount this lower panel. So that's all in place now. All the wiring's there ready for the switches. As I said to you, I've got a bit of aluminium which is up there on the bench, a new piece, because I'm going to make another bit. I wasn't happy with that, so that's being redone as we speak. You may have noticed that this is laying in. It's just I've just laid it in temporarily because very often these need trimming a little to get them to fit. If they've come out of somewhere else or they're new or whatever, they always need a little bit of a trim to fit the individual car. As you can see, this one is not sitting square here, so it needs a little bit from under that side, just taking off very, very slightly. Then that will all drop down and tuck under those trims nicely. Put all new screws and cut washers everywhere, all new fittings on everything we're putting in, so just to make it look all really nice. But as I say, those pedals really do look fantastic. I'm actually going to stick something over the top of them so that they don't get scratched up when we're driving the car around, kind of give you that new car feel when you get it, which is effectively what it will be. So yeah, I hope you're happy with all that, and I'll give you another update on Monday. Hope you have a great weekend. Good morning, Reza. Hope you're well. Just wanted to shoot you this video concerning your foot plates. So we spoke briefly about having to trim them to get them to fit your car. We have come up across a small issue which I wanted to run by you. So obviously this is a floor pad of the car. The spiders, they have this strengthening piece here, because obviously when you take the roof off, you take quite a bit of the strength out. So there are various places on the spider that they make up some of the rigidity, and this is one of them. They have this plate, and it's on both sides of the car. What this means is we need to replicate something this height to put here, so we can sit the floor covering on it. Now normally that wouldn't be a problem, except that when we measured it here, it's this point here from this to the height is 24 millimeters, and then underneath here it's 18. So the gap is too small. If we put another piece here like this side, this would then not slide underneath your center console. And if we tried to mount it, to drill the holes further up and lift this up, then the gear selector wouldn't work. So the issue we have is trying to fit these in here nicely while retaining this strengthening. I mean, we could hack this out, but I don't think this is a very good idea personally. It adds a lot of strength to the car, and I don't really feel happy doing that. However, we could make this work if we had this trimmed really nice and neatly to finish here. So instead of tucking under, it would be on here. It would kind of be along this same level as this here, all the way along. So that's what the plan is to get it to work. But I wanted to run that by you before I started cutting this to make it and ordering any aluminium to mount it there. I mean, it would work that way. Can't see any reason why it wouldn't. And as long as we get that cut neat, it should be absolutely fine. But I wanted to run that all by you before I started hacking things about. Okay, hope to hear from you soon. Good morning, Reza. Hope you're well. So this is the first of two short videos. Just want to discuss a couple of things with you, run an idea by you. Yesterday we did been fitting some bits of trim and all the rest of it, and we've come across the fact that we don't have the rubber dead pedal that fits over here. Now I'm going to send you a photo of the part number in case you do want to try and find one, but they're totally unavailable. But I found a really nice solution which I'm going to show you a photograph of after the second video. And furthermore, there should be a cover that goes over here to cover this fuel cutoff switch. It's specific to the CS. Again, I'll send you a photo of the part number, but again, I have a solution for that, and I wanted to offer it to you. And the last thing I wanted to talk about in this video is this battery cover. So obviously the CS has just a plain cover, and with this piece on the top. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this solder blasted to match the pedals, and we're going to get all this stuff off, and I have this shot blasted and powder coated, so it will look like exactly like a CS one. So hopefully that's all okay for you. Okay, I'll be back with you in a moment with the second video. Okay, so this is the dead pedal that you would originally have in the car. You see, it's just a rubber one, and this is a part number just for your reference in case you did want to try and find one after you've seen this video. They're totally unavailable. However, I've thought of this really nice kind of alternative, which is the Hill Engineering one, and it's made of billet aluminium, and it would match all the pedals. So I think that would be a really good alternative in this instant. The second thing I want to talk about is this shield. So this is the shield I just spoke about earlier that's missing from your car. This is the part number again for your reference in case you wish to find one. However, again, totally unavailable. I've looked everywhere. However, I can have one copied. I've got access to an original one that I can have copied by a fabricator, and we'll have it powder coated at the same time we have your battery cover made. So those are the choices, and perhaps you'd like to let us know how you wish us to proceed. Thanks. Hi Reza, just wanted to confirm with you before I cut the holes that you're happy with the position of these two switches for the windows and the start button. So obviously before, just as a reminder, you get it kind of like this, and obviously there's worry about it being obscured by the handbrake. So just want to make sure you're happy with those positions, and I'll cut those holes, and we're going to get this aluminium panel powder coated to match the rest. Okay, so just let me know when you can. Thanks. Hi again, Reza. Firstly, I apologise for all the bombarding you with all these videos today. It's just so we can try and get on top of some of the things that we need decisions on, and one of them being this front boot. So this is your original boot carpet. As you can see, it's in a bit of a state. There's glue all over it and stuff, where they actually had all that hi-fi stuff in it. So obviously we were thinking that you're going to keep the rest of the boot bare, just like the CS, but I don't know if you want to look out, see if you can find a decent, good used one of these, because this is in a bit of a state. It'd be a shame to put it back in this car. Okay. So for sure it would look better in Alcantara, in which case we don't need to buy a new one of these. I can take this bracket off, they can clean all this up, and they can reskin it in Alcantara. And also we can do this panel, which is the rear boot panel, where you have a bag storage there in the luggage compartment. We'll get that done at Alcantara at the same time. So we'll drop these two off and get the piece for the handbrake done at the same time. Hello Reza, yes, you're correct, it is all wrong. So these are your originals here, but if we have a look at the dials, if you look at the fonts of the numbers, although this bit is different on the CS, the numbers here are the same, and if we look at here, the numbers are different in here. So these are wrong as well. So we're going to need to sort out the one that does these 3 gauges as well. Good afternoon, Reza. I hope you're well. I just thought I'd shoot you this quick update so you can see where we are with things. So we do lots of other little jobs, bits and pieces. For one of the things we've been doing is sorting these doors out a bit. So we've got the guy came over earlier to measure, to do the modifications to the doors to take your CS door cards, which involves removing this piece here and making some new ones of these, just like we did on Michael's car for him. So we're dealing with that at the moment. Put new check straps inside here, so these things here, these will regulate the opening and closing of the door, and yours were all clunking around and everything, so they were no good at all, so replace those. And we've been just generally getting round to getting lots of other bits and pieces and some more electrical things done. So we also received your Bluetooth amplifier unit. We're just going to make a bracket and secure that up under the dash. The wiring's already there for the sub, so the subwoofer speakers. Yeah, I'll be dealing with that this afternoon. And just for your information, because I remember it was some time ago now that I told you that the windscreen was here, and it's still not in the car, and I guess you're kind of wondering what's going on with that. Well, I'll show you the picture of it in a minute. I'll send you a picture. When the screen came out of the box, the rubber was actually damaged. It was all runkled up where they'd packaged it badly. There's no way we're fitting that screen. So a new one was ordered promptly straight away, and that is on its way to us. That will be with us any day. As soon as that comes, we'll get the screen fitter in, and then I can finally get your dash in, and we can really start making some progress on things. Okay, so that's where we are. Hope you're having a good day. I look forward to speaking to you soon. Hi Reza, so I was going to shoot you a video in a little bit once we've got this all up and running. Basically what we've done is I've found an old F1 TCU bracket, and I've screwed the sound system to this, and it mounts behind here and it all goes beyond the back shelf, so it's all hidden out of the way. It's going to look really nice. And these are the wires that we have that go to the front, to the dash, and then the subwoofer, which will sit here. So what we're going to have is we're going to have a crossover, so we can use your speakers, those subs you provided, which are nice subwoofers that will go into there, and then obviously the speakers that will run to the front. I'm going to shoot you a second video in a moment once I go up to the office where we've got all your trim stored, so we can talk about the dash speakers. Good afternoon, Reza. I hope you're well. So just a video regarding a small issue we have with the electronics. So I was doing some mechanical checks on the car today, running through various systems, making sure everything's working. And we've got an issue with the ABS. So the ABS light is actually staying on, and you're getting the ASR light coming up as well. So we've looked at, this is the SD3, so this is the Ferrari diagnostic computer. And if you see here, this mark here where the dot is, left-hand front wheel speed sensor, that's the fault that's logged in the ABS ECU. So we thought, well, that's odd because you've got 4 brand new bearings on it. So we've done a bit of testing, and basically we're okay at the front. So let's just come round here. So you've got a wheel speed sensor on each on each of the 4 corners, and we even plugged in an old one there just to confirm that our new one hadn't failed, and that was all okay. So we turned our attentions to the boot. So here is your ABS unit, and on the ABS unit it's 2 parts. You've got the hydraulic part and the electrical part. And the electrical part is the bit that takes all the sensor readings from all 4 corners, computates them and makes sure none of the wheels are spinning at a different speed, and to activate the ABS or not. So unfortunately there's 12 volts coming out of this ECU to that wheel speed sensor, and there should be half a volt. So it's going to need a new unit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this video and show you a second video, because I'm going to fit this unit. So this is Aldis's ABS unit, the electrical part that I've taken off of his car, his own personal 360, to do this test with. So I'll be back with this fitted to the car in the next video, so you can see what's going on. Thanks. Okay, so this is your old unit that I've taken off the side of the ABS unit, and that's Aldis's one that I've fitted on there now. So that's all fitted on. If we walk around the other side and take a look at the diagnostic computer now, that's all clear. So that fault has disappeared. So yeah, basically we're going to need to get a used ABS unit. So preferably a complete one, but if you can only get the electronic part, that's okay too. But we definitely do need this. You see the ABS light is now off and everything, because that unit has cured it. So we need an ABS module, either the complete unit or the electronic side. Okay, if there could be any further assistance helping you with the part numbers or anything, please let me know. Okay, so still sticking with this CS, just wanted to talk to you about these boot panels. So obviously there's no trims around here or anything like that. And as is in your car, you'll have that big panel there. It's been removed in this one. Then you have one panel this side, the tray, but on this side it's different. So it has one big carpeted piece with this little door in it which accesses all the fuses and relays. And now we're not going to be able to get hold of any of this stuff, so I don't know how you feel about getting the stuff that came out originally, which will still look kind of similar. I'll send you a picture of a 360, standard 361 in a moment after this video, so you can assess for yourself what you'd like, and get all of this done in the Alcantara as we suggested. So yeah, just wanted to show you what the boot looks like and what we're dealing with before I send this stuff away for trim. Okay, I'll be back with a photograph of the standard trim so you can compare. Hi Reza, just thought I'd shoot you this update so you can see what's been going on. So as you can see, the grills are in the front bumper, the frames have arrived, and they look really good in there. I'll just come around this side. So we've been testing out your hi-fi system so that we installed the other day. So we just put this in here temporarily and just popped one of your speakers in, checked all the Bluetooth connectivity and everything. It works really, really well. It connects really quickly, and we're very happy with that. So that's all good. I've made an aluminium insert for here, as we discussed the other day. That's going to go off for trim with the rest of the bits and pieces. Up the front here, I've installed a power supply socket, and that lights up blue when you switch the ignition on. So that's all done there. In other news, I've finally got the metal pieces, the aluminium bits I require to start building this false floor, so that we can get those panels cut down and put in there. So that's what I'm going to be doing next. I'm going to make up the braces that are going to go in here, and then we're going to get the very light trim on the edge, so it tucks under this trim here, and it will look really smart. Okay, that's where we are with everything, and I'll speak to you soon. Hi Reza, hope you're well. Just a quick video after we've just had that brief conversation on the chat about the parts going back. They're all crated up over there, so that's no problem at all. I'm going to talk to Aldous shortly, and I'll get back to you on and let you know when they're all ready to be moved. So this airbag here on this steering wheel, I'm just about, literally, funnily enough, was about to take this out so I could fit your new instrument stalks and stuff. However, the airbag is held in place with these anti-tamper Torx bolts. So the one this side came out okay, but what they've done on this side is they've over tightened the bolt. So when you try to undo it, it doesn't actually do anything. It just spins and spins and spins. So I'm still trying to get this off without damaging either the steering wheel or the airbag, as I am aware that you've sold all of this trim. But just to let you know, there is an outside possibility that we might have to cut some of this to get this bolt out. Because unfortunately it's just turning and turning and won't come out, and obviously we need that out to get the airbag out to take the steering wheel off, because the bolt is behind there. I was going to try and drill it out, but unfortunately, because it's an anti-tamper bolt, it has a pin in the middle, and also these are hardened steel, so it'd be very difficult to drill this out. Nonetheless, I'm going to try my best to get this off without damaging it, but I just wanted to let you know that there is an outside chance that we may have to cut around here to try and get in here to get the back of this bolt out. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Hi Reza, so we've just received this big box here with all your plastic pieces in, which is nice. So I'm going to carefully unpack them all and inspect them all, but what a fabulous job he's done. It's really nice material, really nice job of everything here. And just look at the switches, they just look lovely, really nice. So very happy with all of that, and as I say, I'll be unboxing it all and carefully going through it all, but just to let you know, it's all here safely. Hi Reza, just thought it'd be easier to shoot you a video than type out all the answers to the questions. So these two parts that you have sent to us and that are being painted by Alex are going to be lacquered, and then I'm aiming to collect these at the weekend from him so they can go on Monday. Screen, no, the screen hasn't arrived yet. It's a bit of a long thing getting them from Ferrari, because they have to be shipped very carefully. They're in a big case and all the rest of it. We are expecting that imminently, however, but I've made the decision I'm going to fit the dash anyway and start building up the interior, so I can't wait any longer. And we're just going to put some lovely covering over the top of the dash to stop it getting any kind of damage. Our screen fitter is exceptionally good as well. So here is your dash. And it's absolutely glorious as well. I mean, the stitching is superb on it. I've done a really nice job all the way around. The lines look superb on it. So I've fitted the grills, because obviously they've all been redone. So I fitted the grills here and here, and the sunlight sensor that's part of the AC system. These are just being clipped in now. I've got some new foam to go on underneath. I've got that here that goes between this and the vents here. some little gaskets. They're no longer available, so I've bought a strip of the same size foam. I'm going to make some gaskets for it, and hopefully this dash will be going in this afternoon. From then I can get the the airbag in and these vents and all the rest of it, and it'll start actually looking a bit more like a car. But hopefully this answers your questions, and yeah, look forward to seeing this in the car, and I'll send you a video once it is. Good morning, Reza. Just thought I'd show you your dash in place with all these lovely refurbished parts here. So I'll just come around into the car. Yeah, so you'll see it looks really good in here now. Everything coming along really nicely. So yeah, obviously we can't put the lower section in yet because the speakers and grills, the speakers and brackets bolt from behind the lower dash. When we have those, I can fit this that blue lower part in as well. It'll really start looking something then. But yeah, overall, really happy with the way the dash looks. Hi Reza, yes, we aren't fitting these yet because do you remember we had this problem with this floor being different in the Spider? So we're actually having a frame made for this. I've got the aluminium here, and the our fabricator's actually trimming the edge really nicely for those panels to fit down. We have the panels to go over here as well now. That's all done. But yeah, no, we are on top of the floor pans. But we have to do some modifications here, and that's being done at the moment. Hi Reza, so I'm doing a few bits on your dash as well. This is your lower dash here, and just doing trial fits of things here with your heater control panel and stuff. But what I wanted to talk to you about was this centre console and the badging positioning. So obviously we've got this one here, and we've also got your the small flags. Now, you've got a bit of a choice here, really. Obviously, the layout is different to the standard CS. Normally, obviously, you'd have a row of buttons here, and this would be on the flat portion of it down here somewhere. However, I was thinking maybe you'd like it either here, just in front of the gear shift, with this one here, sorry, like this. Or alternatively, you could have this here, and then this one up here. So kind of really want some guidance on where you want these badges. Obviously we've got this panel here that's going to have the start button and the switches, but with a handbrake across it, there's not really room to put this on. Normally this would obviously be in the ashtray area. So basically what I really need to know from you is whether you want this here or here, and then obviously we'll have the flags on the opposite side. So just going back to these centre caps, the only ones available now are these later styled ones. You can see that the actual outside of it is larger than the original style. So these are the original period ones that you can't buy anymore. They're really rare. We do have a set here that Aldous has said if you want them, we'll give them to you. You can have them for no cost if you want the original style ones on the car. Say you can't buy these anymore, but if you want the newer looking ones, then obviously we can either use these ones or get another set of these for your CS wheels. So it's whatever you prefer, really. Hi Reza, just to let you know, your really lovely speakers have just arrived. They really do look really good quality. I won't do it now, but on Monday I'll have a look at if we can integrate the original grills. But yeah, so they're here with us safely, and yeah, very lovely pieces of kit they are too. Okay, so I'll report back Monday on how we fare with these grills, and give you a further update at that point. So have a great weekend. Good afternoon, Reza. Hope you're well and you had a good weekend. Just want to run through a few things with these lovely speakers that have arrived. So first of all, in answer to your question, yes, we do have to use these. These are a crossover unit. So what they do is they split the frequency into bass and mid-range, etc. But that's no problem because there's two of these, one for each speaker. And what we'll do is we'll mount them underneath, down the side of the radio unit, out of the way, underneath underneath that piece of trim. So that's not a problem at all. What is a bit more of a problem is that these are 4-inch speakers, but they're 4-inch frameless speakers, which means they just fall through the holes in the grill mounts. So what we can do is tomorrow I've got the chap coming in to trim the panels. So these are the aluminium bracing that's going under the floor, and then he's going to trim those panels so we can fit the floor panels in. So when he comes, I'm going to show him these and get him to make us some that's identical with a smaller hole, so we can still use these nice speakers and your crossovers and everything, and the original grills will fit in place. So it will look like a CS-spec speaker box with all original grills, but we'll have these nice speakers inside. So basically we'll make this exactly the same, but with a smaller hole here to take these speakers here. So hopefully you're okay with that, and I'll get him to look at it tomorrow. Hi Reza, just thought I'd shoot you this update. As you can see, your windscreen is now in the car. So yeah, very happy with that. We've got this plastic over here at the moment because we've had the guy down modifying the doors. So if I just walk around here. So these are the bracings that need to be removed from the doors, these two bits of aluminium, so that the carbon fibre door trims will fit. So those are off, and what we'll do is we'll repaint this in here just with black, so it doesn't get any corrosion in here. We've also had to modify the window, the winder mechanism, so that clears the door trim as well. And also we've had to take off a couple of these tabs. So we've got, he's away making some tabs for it now, so that the door trim will fit on the OE on the original door. So we've done this before on Michael's car, so we know where we are with that. And then obviously we need to make a small modification down here so we can fit the CS release handle, the internal release handle. So same story the other side. So we're getting that done. He's popping back tomorrow to finish that off and to fit these brackets. And then we're going to start looking at these plates for the floor and also your speaker grills. Okay, so that's where we are with it. And yeah, I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Hi Reza. So yes, a few things been happening here. So obviously we talked about these grills the other day. They're now in place with the speakers behind. So that's all worked out really well. So this lower dash is going to be going in shortly. As far as the car's concerned, the fabricator's been in this morning and finished the work on the doors. So now there's a new thin piece been riveted to the door in place of that big thick old piece that was there before. I'm just about to have this blacked up, so it all looks nice. The floor pieces have been taken away. He's trimming them over the next day or so. So the floor panels will be going in later this week. And he's taken the grill and the speakers away to make the new grill, the new surrounds, so that we can fit those speakers into here. So everything very much in hand with that stuff. As far as the roof is concerned, we've built up the flaps now. So this is the two pieces we've had painted from Alex, and as you can see now we've got the flaps in place on both sides. So that's all done. And the next thing we'll be doing is mounting this piece to this, and then this roof will be ready to go into the car. So making some good progress over the past couple of days. Hi Reza, just to give you an update on the car. So the floor trims have come back and have been cut, so they all fit nicely now. So I'm going to get them into their final position. So that's all good. So they've been messing around with these door mechanisms to get these in the right place. Obviously we've got the measurements from another CS. I took the door trim off to get the position of this handle. It needs a slight tweak because this handle needs to be further towards the trim. There should only be like a 5mm gap there, and then we can have that mechanism going, and then we'll be doing the same story the other side. It's all blacked up in there now, so looking a lot better. So we should have the speaker grills. He's making them now, and he said he should have them with us tomorrow for the fitting the subwoofers as well. So making good progress on that too. Okay, so I hope you're having a good day. I'll shoot you another video tomorrow. Hi Reza. So the fabricator's just dropped off your speakers and grills, and as you can see, they all fit together lovely now. So he's made these really nice aluminium inserts that fit into the original grills that you supplied, and then these little fixing brackets here that hold the speaker in place, and then the grill clips on top. So from here and from fitting in the car, it looks all completely original, and then behind you've got your lovely speakers bolted into these new brackets. So he's done a really nice job of those, really happy with those. So those will be going in at some point today. In regards to all your other parts and shipping them and all the rest of it, I'm going to have a word with Aldous about it. I don't think we really know anyone that's going to be able to move it from this end, that stuff, but I'll speak to him, and I'll get back to you at some point this afternoon on it. Thanks. Good afternoon, Reza. Hope you're well. Just thought I'd shoot you this quick update. As you can see, this speaker is all fitted nicely now with your original grille, and it looks fabulous. So this one's about to go in, but just wanted to show you what was happening behind there. So that's the new metal ring that's been fitted as an adapter to fit this speaker to here. So that's all good. These two will be fitted next to the radio unit behind the rear passenger seat. So I'm just about to start doing that. In other news, we've got the parts, practically everything we need to finish the roof off now. We're waiting for one more part that will be with us at any moment, and then that's going all back together, and that'll be in the car. Down here we've got our door trim is on, just trial fitting that, make sure everything's okay there, which it is. Obviously we're waiting for this handle to arrive. Inside the car, this other mat has been all secured in. As you can see, we've got your fire extinguisher mountings all mounted up nicely there, ready for the fire extinguisher. We've also put some kind of insulation between the bottom of the floor and this. It's only very light stuff, but basically just to stop these drumming around. So obviously this is a big metal panel, and there's a void underneath there, a hollow floor section. So we've filled that out with that just to keep it nice and quiet, and so it doesn't get too cold in here. Yeah, so that's where we are with everything basically, all coming along together nicely, and I'll give you a further update tomorrow. Good afternoon, Reza. I hope you're well. Just thought I'd shoot this quick update video. It's easier than just typing everything out by message. So I've been up to a few things, sorting the lower dash out. I've also got a mounting bracket all fabricated now for these crossover units that are going to power the sub box there, and all the wiring is done, ready to screw onto these terminals here. So that's all good. Said in the last message, the lower dash brackets are all fabbed up. As far as the roof is concerned, I'm waiting for one small part, and the small part is the rail that clips into here. The guide, it's on order. For some bizarre reason, we ended up with two left-hand ones, and we needed one right-hand. So obviously I've ordered that up. That should be with me any time now. So as soon as that comes, this is going back onto that, and then the whole lot's going into the car. So yeah, really close on that. It's a bit frustrating because I wanted to get this roof in well over a week ago, but as I say, we just can't. There's no point assembling it all and then having to take this section all back off to get at this part, and I need that to set these flaps up. So I'll use this handle here, and I can manually turn this handle and set the flaps up, and that's what I've been doing. But obviously, sadly, because we didn't have that final piece of the jigsaw, so you can see that one there. There's like an opposing one that goes here. Because I didn't have that, I haven't been able to do it. But it's very much on its way with us anytime. As soon as it is, the roof will be assembled. Good afternoon, Reza. I hope you're well. I'm very pleased to provide you with this update, and that is that the dash has come back from having the red LEDs fitted in the board behind there. So I'm just in the process of rebuilding it. So I've got it apart. So I've got the old faces off. Here is the new panel with the race emblem in it to go here. From Michael, I've got the red paint for the needles, and obviously we've got the new gauges to go on. So yeah, very pleased to be getting this done this afternoon. So it's another major step. Also, the other part arrived for the roof yesterday. So I'm going to get this done, and then I'm going to begin assembling the roof. Okay, hope you're having a good day. Hi Reza, just thought I'd shoot you this close of play update. So we're just packing up now. So I thought you'd see where you'd like to see where we are. So you can see your new faces are fitted. So they look really nice indeed. Needles aren't on yet. They in fact took pretty much the whole afternoon. They've come out really well, but they've still got to dry, but they're looking really good. They're going to need one more final coat before they go back on. But yeah, real bit of work getting that paint off the back of them, and then clean them up and getting the paint back on. So got one more here to do, which I'm just about to do before we close, and then they can set overnight fully, and I'll give them a second coat. Then they can all go back on, and we'll test them tomorrow morning. Okay, hope you have a good evening, and we'll catch up tomorrow. Good afternoon, Reza, hope you're well. Just thought I'd show you this, quite exciting moment, because the blue lower portion of the dash is in place. I thought you'd like to see what that looked like. Got your gear knob on here, got 2 screws still out at the back there because we have to fit the panel when that gets picked up for the powder coating. But yeah, it's really starting to take shape in here now. So yeah, just thought you'd like to see that. Okay, hope you're having a good afternoon. I'll speak to you soon. Good morning, Reza, hope you're well. Just thought I'd shoot you this video. So we've been doing some trial fitting of all your lovely trim here, to make sure it all goes in, and make sure we've got all the right fittings and all the rest of it. As you can see, we've put a seat in here as well. I'll just come around this other side. It really is starting to look fabulous. So here we've got your trims. Your inside trim is all bolted into place now. I've just set this seat in there for 2 reasons. One, to make sure everything's all okay with the fit, and secondly, Sam from Seen Through Glass, Sam, is coming tomorrow to do a bit of filming with his car, which is over there, and he'd like to do a little piece on your car, on your build, to see how it's coming along. So thought that might be quite exciting news for you, that you're going to have a little feature in his next video of your lovely car and how it's coming on. Okay, hope you're having a good day. I'll catch up with you soon. Hi again, Reza. Sadly, after that lovely video, I'm going to give you one that's not so great. So this side's all fitted up nicely. I've just gone to fit the one this side, and it's too short. So if you look at this one here, this is how it sits. There's no bump or anything on the end. So if I run around the other side with it, I'll just lay it in roughly so you can see what I mean. And you can see that it's too short here. So not quite sure what's happened there, but this is no good at all. You look at that side, you can see it goes all the way to the end, fits lovely. And this side, it doesn't. So sadly, this isn't really going to work. So perhaps you let me know your thoughts on that. So our guy is coming to us mid-afternoon to talk about making this end piece and also making these panels. He's a really good metal worker. I'm sure he can reproduce exactly what was there. For the end piece, we're going to make it out of aluminium, make it the same shape as the other side. We're going to put a flange in it so it tucks under here, you won't see it. And then instead of wrapping it, I thought of this. So these are Aldous' sports seats. And as you can see, this is a hydro dip rather than a wrap. So it's very thin, it's like a transfer material, and it looks really good. So if I hold up your piece to here, you can see it's really close. Okay, so I think we'll be hydro dipping it, and I think that'll work really well. Hi Reza, hope you're well. Just thought you'd like to have a quick look in here. Sam's coming to do some filming this afternoon, so he's going to have a look at your lovely car as well. But the main purpose for the video is to talk about this. So our fabricator's just been down and had a look at it all, and he's going to be able to do it. So he's going to make an end piece, as we said yesterday, and also he's going to make these. And what he's going to do is actually going to make a press tool to reproduce these ribs. So if you look at the actual, the rest of the carbon strip, you've got these 3 lips here, these 3 ridges that are raised. So he's going to reproduce them on there exactly how it should be on the original trim. So yeah, that's really good news. So he's going to be doing that, starting it at some point next week. Obviously going to be quite a lot of work to fabricate something to make it look accurate, but yeah, so that's all going ahead next week. Good afternoon, Reza, hope you're well. So I've been working away on your roof. It's almost ready to put in the car now, but I just thought I'd shoot you a video because obviously you haven't seen the condition of this roof yet. And I'm pleased to report it's fabulous, or it's a bit wrinkled up here, but that's because this isn't latched to a car yet. But yeah, it's in really nice condition. There's no tears or anything in it. Rear screen's okay as well. It's been replaced at some point. That's not original stitching, but that's not a problem at all. But the fabric's really good. So normally they get holes in them here, this kind of area, when the roof elastics go. We're going to change the roof elastics anyway when it's in the car, just because they fail all the time. So it's a simple job to do. But yeah, I just thought you wanted to see the condition of the roof before it went in the car. So yeah, as I say, it's a little bit wrinkled up, but that's just where it's been stored down for a long time, but it's in really good shape. So next step's going to be, I'm going to drag it round and hook it up to the car so I can test it independently before I put it in the car, so we can check that all the hydraulics are working, there's no leaks anywhere. Then this piece will be fitted, and then we'll load it into the car. So yeah, roof is coming along nicely. Hi Reza, so I've taken a little bit of paint off the needles so they all look as they should now. So I think we're going to go with it as it is. As long as you're happy, I'll put this all back together. Good afternoon Reza, hope you're well. Just thought I'd shoot you this quick update. So firstly, our fabricator has now collected the 2 carbon pieces here and he's making that end piece now. So he's taking that away and hopefully we should see that probably late next week. I would think it's quite a bit of work to make it look really accurate like the other side. So, but I'm really confident he's going to be able to do that. Second thing is, see this dangling wire here. We made a harness so that we can test this roof. So the roof is built up now. So all looking good, all the bits are on it, all the cables and everything. So what I want to do is I'm going to put some wheels on your car to move it over a bit. Then we're going to bring the roof round here, plug it into the car and test its operation. So we know that every section of the roof is going to be working properly before we fit it in the car. We don't have to put it in and try and struggle later on making any adjustments or anything. I mean, obviously there are some adjustments we need to make when it is in the car, but just the actual operation of that roof cassette, we want to make sure that's all good before that goes in the car. Okay, so that's where we are. Hope you're having a good day, and I'll get a further update over to you early next week. Thanks. Good morning, Reza. I hope you're well. I just want to talk to you about your boot trim. So this is all about to go off to be done in Alcantara, as we discussed. The question to you is, do you want these going back on for the tyre inflator bag, or do you want these just deleted and have this all trimmed up in Alcantara? If you could just let us know so we know what to tell the guys down at the trim shop. Thank you. Hi Reza, so the trim stuff has all gone off to be done for the boot lid. They've sent us a sample back here, this piece. I've just tucked it up here just to make sure you're happy. It's pretty much, I mean, it's a little lighter than it shows on the camera, but it's pretty much exactly what you've got on your dash. So as long as you're happy with that, then that's what they're going to go with. Okay, hope you're having a good day. Any questions, feel free to drop them onto the chat. Thanks. Hi Reza, as you see, your car has made its way into the other workshop from outside of the build area, so that we can lower the roof in. And you can see at the moment it's all closed up nicely. So the good news is the roof is now all fully functioning, apart from one item. So I don't know if you remember, we had to get a basket for this side, a cage that runs the flap up and down. The left-hand side has now decided to break as well. So rather than going through the rigmarole of trying to find one and the cost involved, we're actually going to take the roof up, take the front panel off, take the basket back out, the same one that you replaced this side. We're going to take it off and get one 3D printed, because obviously it'll be a lot cheaper and a lot quicker. But yeah, so it's all working. So if I just pop in here and do this. So that's all working nicely. So obviously we haven't got the flaps working because we've disconnected the motor, but yeah, the roof all works. So sadly at this point I'm going to have to lift it back out, but at least we know the whole thing works. So it is a step forward, although we're going to have to deal with this this issue. We have got a way around it. Okay, hope you're having a good day. Any questions, feel free to drop them onto the chat. Thanks. Hi Reza, I just suddenly thought, so this is going back into the build area tomorrow until we get that part printed, but I just thought you could have a look underneath the car, because it struck me you haven't actually seen the underneath of it yet. So you can just see how nice it all is under here. So everything's all lovely and clean. Engine all looks brand new. The gearbox, yeah, all just looks really nice. I thought you'd like to see underneath because you haven't had a chance to do so yet, really. These are the bolts that secure in the inner frame that we made for the panels that go on the floor pans. Yeah, I just thought you'd like to see underneath it. Good afternoon, Reza. I hope you're well. Very pleased to shoot you this update. So your ABS module arrived this morning, and I've managed to get some time together to get this. It's not hardwired into the car. Obviously we've got all your brake pipes up here still to fit to it, but it's the electronic side of the unit that was causing the issue. So therefore we thought we'd just plug it in and see what happens. Very happy to report that so far everything seems to be now working as it should be. So you can see on the screen there's no faults found. The ignition is on at the moment, whereas before we had the ABS light staying on hard on the dash, and we couldn't delete the left-hand front wheel speed error that was logged in the ECU. That has now gone. So I'm pretty hopeful that they have actually managed to fix this unit. Obviously we won't know for 100% sure until we get fitted to the car and we manage to get a few miles under its belt, but I suspect that because the errors have all cleared initially, I think we're going to be okay. So just thought I'd let you know that and put your mind at rest, and hopefully we'll be able to sign this off when we drive the car finally and make sure it's all good. But yeah, it all looks so good so far. Okay, hope you're having a good day. Any questions, feel free to drop them onto the chat. Thanks. Good afternoon, Reza. Hope you're well. Just thought I'd shoot you this video so we talk through your proposition about making this into an F1 car. In essence, yes, it can be done. There's a lot of work to do, but it can be done. So just to put you in kind of the picture of just the stuff we will need. Obviously, we're going to need paddles, different steering column shrouds, and associated wiring with that. We'll need the bigger, broader brake pedal that's used in the F1 car and the spacer, so we can modify the pedal box to take that. You'll need a different center console, a reverse switch, a TCU, and there's a harness that goes from the TCU all the way around here to the main kind of control station. So you've got a bank of hydraulic actuators here, and a pump, and a couple of other bits and pieces, and then over here you'll have a pipe that runs down to the gearbox, and a sensor and so on that goes in there and attaches to the loom that runs down into the car. And then obviously we reprogram the dash. That itself isn't too much of a problem, but it is quite a lot of work. But as I said earlier, if that's what you want, we can do it for you. But obviously you'll have to kind of source an F1 kit and bits and pieces. Now there are people changing cars from F1 cars to gated cars, so I'm sure you'll be able to find the stuff from someone that's done that conversion. Might be the cheapest way of doing it. And then we'll have to take the gearbox out and put a different release bearing in, because obviously the fluid that runs a manual clutch is brake fluid, and the F1 system uses Dextron 3, so we'd have to change that because the seals aren't compatible. But yeah, in essence we can do it, but there's quite a broad scope of extra work that will need to be done, and it's whether or not you can find the stuff. Okay, I'll leave that with you to make a decision, and yeah, look forward to hearing from you soon. Good afternoon, Reza. I hope you're well. I just thought I'd shoot you this brief update because the printed part has arrived back. So this is the original, but the other side, obviously, because the other one was broken. And I made a mirror image, and this is it. I mean, you'd never know that was printed. It's really good. and nice and strong as well. It's like a nylon-y material, so it will be every bit as strong as the other part. So yeah, so that's really good news, because it means I can finally get this roof in place for the last time, and we can really sort of progress things there on in. Okay, hope you're having a good day. Any questions, feel free to drop them onto the chat. Thanks. Hi Reza, so yes, one of your harnesses has arrived. So obviously this is the left hand one. Really good condition, no fraying anywhere. Little bit mark there, but I'm sure we'll clean that off with something. But really good, no fraying anywhere, no scratches on any of the buckles. So yeah, all in all, really good shape. The only thing I will say is that the pads aren't with them. You know, they have like a Velcro pad that kind of lives here and here. So don't know if we could source those, but if not, I'm sure we could get some aftermarket ones if required. But yeah, all in all, really good condition. So wait for the other one to arrive, and then we'll get them fitted up on the roof frame. Okay, hope you're having a good day. Any questions, feel free to drop them onto the chat. Thanks. Hi Reza, so other harnesses arrived in its genuine box, absolutely immaculate, new. So yeah, really good condition. So obviously this wire which we spoke of is attached to the buckle, and plug at the end, and it does indeed, it's for the seatbelt warning light, which we do not need. So we shall cut this off as discussed, and get rid of it. But yeah, we're really happy with that. It's all brand new, and we can start looking at getting them fitted onto the frame. Okay, hope you're having a good day. Any questions, feel free to drop them onto the chat. Thanks. Hi Reza, so your pads have just all arrived with us for your harnesses, and they all look to be the correct ones, and yeah, all here safely, just so as you know they are with us.
Good morning, Reza. Hope you're well. First of all, Happy New Year to you. So I thought I'd shoot you this video about your roof. Obviously, we had this problem with this part breaking just before Christmas. I did intend to shoot this video before we broke up, but we just simply ran out of time. So, as you know, we had these things printed. Now, unfortunately, after a few tests, they begin to show signs of cracking. So I don't think they'd have lasted terribly long in there. So we had two made, one slightly stronger than the other, and even after that they'd been sort of beefed up a bit, we weren't happy with the results. So we've glued together the original one and given it to our engineering guy. So it's the guy that's making your side panel extension there, and the other bits and pieces, and he's made this one in aluminium. And yeah, it's really, obviously it's not going to break. It's really strong, and dimensionally it's absolutely identical. So yeah, very happy with that. So yeah, going to start putting this all back together, and finally we can get this roof back in place for the final time. Okay, hope you have a great day. Any questions, feel free to drop them onto the chat. Thank you. Hi Reza, so we've had a visit from our fabricator, the guy that's making the panel for here, for the interior, so we can get it carbon dipped. He's actually made a special tool now to press these inlays. As you can see, they've come out really well. So obviously this isn't a finished shape. He just wanted to bring it over and show me a sample of now he's made the tool. He can make those trims perfectly now that fit inside the carbon step. So these are, let's have a look, where are we? So these are the bits that will kind of live here in the trim. So he's finishing those off, and then he's going to continue making the panel there. So making really good headway on those. But yeah, just thought you'd like to see that. They've come out really well. Good afternoon, Reza. I hope you're well. I thought I'd shoot you this video as it's been a while. But in answer to your question, the timing belts and stuff, they're all replaced. They're all brand new, and they've done, you know, virtually 0 miles, just a bit of running around when we were running the engine initially. So they're not going to need doing for 3 years. Obviously, we had all the engine parts all been rebuilt, so everything was brand new there. So nothing to worry there. So what you're looking at here, this is the other piece of the roof that we were waiting for. And we had this replicated in aluminium. the same as the other side, so it can't break. What I'm doing is I'm just going to drill and tap this for this bracket here. This activates on the micro switch for the roof flaps. I'm going to secure it with some nice stainless bolts to make it all nice. From there, I'm going to reassemble this frame. This afternoon, this is going to go back into the roof. The roof will then be ready to be reloaded, and I'm planning on doing that early next week. So once I've got a ramp free in here, we haven't at the moment, but once I've got a ramp free in here, I'll be able to load the roof back in, and then we'll be really making some progress then. I'm still waiting for the interior panel repair panels to be coming back from David, our fabricator. I'm going to give him a call on Monday and see how he's progressing with those. But yeah, we're going to get some serious momentum going now once the roof is in place. Okay, any questions, feel free to drop them onto the chat. If not, have a great weekend, and I'll catch up with you early next week. Thanks.